It stars Jonah Hill, Jump Street. Now, 21 Jump Street, surprise smash when it hit screens way back in 2012. Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum made the film gross more than $200 million worldwide. The sequel came out in 2014, 22 Jump Street, which made more than $330 million. We talked about this before. Those are actually really funny comedies.
Yeah, they're really
shockingly.
solid. And
Now,
I love the tagline for this one. It took us so long to make, we had to skip one.
That is funny.
That's pretty good. Now, this has been written by Jonah Hill, Megan Malloy, and Rodney Rothman. Now, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, who were in charge of Project Hail Mary, they are serving as producers. Not much about the script out there, but I'm sure it'll be in the same vein
Hard
as
to
the
change
other.
it, yeah.
Yeah, it was said that Channing Tatum read the script and thought it was the funniest script for a comedy movie he's ever read. So I'm hoping we'll get a good
I'm
one.
up for it, man. Like, it is so hard to do really, really good comedy. And I always look for, like, really, really funny movies, and they're hard to find.
Oh, I should have brought this up at the viewing menu. Have you all seen the trailer for the new Larry David TV show?
Nope.
You really like Larry
I love
David.
Larry David, yeah.
Have you seen it, Tyler?
Is it the history one?
Yeah, it's on
that one looks
HBO
funny.
Max. It's like all these historic events, and Larry David goes back and reenacts them. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I have.
Have you seen that? Did
Yeah.
you not think it looked funny?
So it's going to be very Mel Brooks, History of the World.
I don't know that it's. Yeah, maybe.
Kind of had that feeling.
I mean,
Yeah.
they seem like the same guy to me.
But
Yeah.
it's got, I mean, he's pulled out all the stops. Like John Hamm is in one. Seinfeld was back for one. God, I was trying to remember the other big name I saw in there. It looked very, very funny, I thought. But, I mean, you could be seeing all the funny parts. You never know.
Have
But
you seen the movie I Swear?
No, I've been meaning to.
I almost
that was,
watched it last night.
Guy at the BAFTAs that
Yeah.
instant. Yeah.
Yeah, about Tourette's.
Yep.
Supposed to be a really good movie. Restaurant owner has gone viral after sharing messages from a food influencer who was asked up to $1,800 in exchange for visiting and featuring his business. Now, Troy Beck is the owner of Nothing Man in Pittsburgh, was offered 2 packages by the food influencer costing either $1,200 or $1,800. Now, the screenshots have spread across X after he revealed the pricing before later showing the creator threatened legal action over the post. Beck first shared the exchange with the caption, quote, "The life of a restaurateur." Screenshots showed verified food influencer Wazel Dowd, who has over 12 million followers on TikTok, reaching out to the restaurant about a potential collaboration. He went on to say, quote, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area June 22nd to 25th. Would love to stop by and feature your restaurant. I am doing videos. I have 15+ million followers across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube."
Lance didn't know the meaning of the phrase mukbang. Y'all know what mukbang means? I happen to know this. That's videos of people eating, right? That's a mukbang?
Yeah, it's where they eat an absurd amount
Yeah,
of food.
yeah.
Now, Deob then asked whether the restaurant would be interested in hearing his collaboration options. According to the screenshots, influencer later sent over 2 paid packages. First, $1,500. Second, $1,800.
Boy. And they love to make you look like, oh, I just stumbled into this fun little place and look at the great food I got.
I mean, this is what goes on nonstop.
Yeah. So why on the other side is he doing a cease and desist? Hi, Troy. My attorney has been trying to reach you. There's a cease and desist in your inbox.
Because
Shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round.
presented by Bud Light, is on now.
If you're a bettor, like a lot of people who watch or listen to our show, the draw bet continues to, it's not undefeated, but it continues to be profitable in the World Cup. We'll talk about that later on as the World Cup churns on with 4 draws yesterday. The end of the road for Alabama in the College World Series, but Troy still alive. We'll talk World Series coming up here in a second. A ton of college football. But we'll start with the Brendan Sorsby situation. Listen, there's a lot of news that goes on out there that I feel like when it's all said and done, you think to yourself, well, what did we really accomplish when it was all said and done? We spent, was it months talking about Brendan Sorsby?
Feels like it. Certainly feels like it.
Can you imagine internally in Lubbock what they've spent? Not only conversations.
The lawyers always win.
They do.
Lawyers always
Billable
win.
hours are undefeated.
Did you guys find it interesting, Cody Campbell? Everything we've paid him, he's just going to keep. We're not worried about it. I think he knows where the bodies are buried.
I don't think Brendan needs to be talking. Yeah.
But how, $5 million, how much of it did he get already?
I'm sure he got a nice signing bonus, I would guess. And again, this is what sucks about not having a players association or a union where we can't see a lot of this stuff public and disclosed. I would think he probably got $1 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
That's what I would have asked for.
Or maybe half up front, maybe 2.5. Who knows?
But it's north of $1 million. That was my gut.
Yeah,
too.
I think it had 2 commas in it for sure.
And it's so funny. Did he ever? I guess he was
Throw a
there.
ball?
Was he there in the spring? Right.
Spring football is so different now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did he ever actually throw a ball in Lubbock?
Did he step into a building as a Texas Tech student other than a football player?
I'm going to say he never went to a class.
Yeah.
Now, did he throw a ball? I'm going to say probably. Did he ever actually attend a class at Texas Tech? I'm going to say absolutely not.
Look, we've seen some bad PR before, and I know we were on a text thread last night and we were talking about this, but I don't know how you get it to this point and you don't continue to try to kick the front door open and just push through. I get it if you would have bailed out a couple of weeks ago.
Because it was going in a bad direction. Here's the details for those of you that may not have followed it as close as us and others. But Brendan Sorsby is going to enter the supplemental draft if the NFL will have him. No official word yet from the NFL, but they didn't have a supplemental draft last year. They haven't had one since 2019. At some point, the NFL has to say, "Okay, you can enter this up. We'll hold a special draft for you, a supplemental
just for you.
draft."
Yeah, and I heard it explained. The best way a supplemental draft can be explained this morning because we're not subjected to it, and this is the biggest name we've had in a supplemental draft in decades.
Yeah, well, we haven't had one since 2019. Do you want to do the simple?
Yeah,
explanation here?
it's this simple, and I think it was Field Yates I heard kind of describing it this morning. Well, it wasn't Field Yates; it was one of those guys. He said it's a silent auction. So, you walk up, and we've done a million of these different events around town, and, we tell people, hey, silent auction's about to close, and then we typically do the live auction. Well, you know what a silent auction, let's just throw out a Daniel A. Moore print is there. If you're the only person to bid on it, it's yours.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's $50. So what's going to happen now? And look, we don't know how involved the NFL is going to be on, and I heard this morning too that Terrell Pryor, when he came in for Ohio State, they enforced that 2-game suspension. So there is a chance the NFL could discipline him. But with that said, if somebody wants to offer a third and that's the best offer, they're getting it.
Yeah, I thought I was more concerned or interested in if the NFL will hold the supplemental draft for him, let him go through that process, or if there's reasons why they may choose to wait and see, do their own investigation into the gambling aspect of it all, not do a supplemental draft and
I see what you're
make
saying.
him wait until the real draft.
And I would think the NFL probably just tells teams draft at your own risk.
That's what Mike Tannenbaum said today. Former general manager for the Jets. He's like, I think the NFL is going to be okay. I think they're going to let him do this. Now, there's a possibility that he's suspended on the other side, but he was talking about, and this is true. If he would have gone through the combines, there's a chance he's first round this year.
Almost everybody that is an NFL draft analyst I've seen disagrees with your stance on Brendan Sorsby, and we may never know. Well, we'll never know if you're going to be right about Texas Tech.
Yeah, I don't know what he'll be in the NFL.
Yeah, we may never know.
I thought he was going to fall on his face at Texas Tech.
So speaking of Field Yates, I saw his immediate reaction, the NFL draft analyst on ESPN, and he said the same thing I've heard. He would have gone back into first round this year. He'd have been the third quarterback drafted this year. He said, but with another year under his belt and an offense like Texas Tech, he goes, I legitimately think this could have been a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
He said he was a first rounder, but I think he could have been a top 10 pick.
We'll talk about where he could go in the NFL and the NFL side of this, but when it comes to college football, Texas Tech and Sorsby parts ways. Sorsby's going to keep his money, but this all started. History will show that the kill shot was fired by Michigan volleyball.
Okay, I got to hear this.
Yeah. Michigan volleyball canceled a game they had with Texas Tech, and Michigan athletics department said, we are going to look at not scheduling Texas Tech in anything in the future. And then moments later, minutes later, hours later, however it timed out from the release to the announcement, then the announcement came that Sorsby and Texas Tech were agreeing to part ways. So
there's no way there was a correlation with that.
History will have Michigan volleyball firing the last shot there. But the mutually parting ways we were talking about, at some point, the Big 12 on Sunday night got all the attorney generals from the states that they're in. They filed that legal document where they were going to, according to all the experts, win a federal court case that was going to override this Texas, and this was going to be a Big 12 win legally, and Texas Tech was going to be hung out to dry. So that's why this became a situation where Brendan Sorsby on Sunday, where he met with the board at Texas Tech to reaffirm their commitment, that it became a precarious situation for Brendan Sorsby, who wants to either get paid and play for Texas Tech or go into the supplemental draft. That deadline coming up on the 22nd of this month for him to go into the supplemental draft. So it became too big of a gamble for him not to go ahead and leave. And it was a gamble for Texas Tech too, but it was personally for Brendan Sorsby, it was a bigger gamble for him, because if he misses the 22nd deadline and then he ends up the Big 12 is able to suspend him for half a year, the entire year.
No, but the positive there would be he would get his $5 million.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, so that's one thing to look at. Like if he goes in the supplemental draft, I don't know what the money looks like there. I would assume it's just a regular rookie contract. If you give up a third, I would assume he's slotted into whatever a third's getting.
Yeah. I guess that's right. Yeah, and which is not not terrible.
No.
Hey, I read Ross Dellinger's article at Yahoo today, who said a lot of what you just said there, that when he met with Texas Tech Sunday night, he's like, I'm still full bore, man. Let's go. Let's do this. And then it was 1 a.m. when that lawsuit was filed in the dark of the night by the Big 12 against Texas Tech, that Tom Mars, who's the attorney that almost everybody uses against the NCAA, called one of the most genius pieces of litigation he's ever seen. Now, we don't generally do Mount Rushmores for those, but that's an attorney that's done a lot of this, saying what the Big 12 did was a genius legal move. Now, you'll have to go to somebody smarter than me in the law to explain why, but he said basically what the Big 12 did was what led to this turning so quickly. And part of it was they were requesting the courts to have a hearing prior to the start of the season. They were basically telling the courts, you can't just let Texas Tech run the clock out on this. We got to have some sort of hearing before the season for this to be fair.
See, and that's why I thought he was going to be eligible, because I had heard they could let the clock run out the way it was set.
That's the way it was initially said, yeah.
That's
February.
Originally how Diego Pavia in his junior college years, he filed that. And
I really think Bediaco's side thought that too. I think they thought they could run the clock out and let him play.
Get through March Madness.
Through whenever Alabama was done, but that didn't work out.
So do you think Texas Tech is so far gone that people are going to pull against them anyway now?
I do, yeah. I think I saw one LSU fan who I guess is reading the tea leaves because of their aggressive portal this year and taking Kiffin away from a playoff team, thought they were the black hats of college football, and they were thanking Brendan Sorsby and Cody Campbell for taking that crown away from them, so that they're not the most hated team in college football.
Well, Lane Kiffin will figure out a way to get back there.
That's what I was going to say. This is college football. Before the sun sets, somebody else will do something stupid enough to trump this story and knock it out of the headlines.
For years, it was Alabama, because Alabama was winning so much, and it felt like the world was cheering against them because they wanted to see them lose. And not that that's gone away, but it gets a little lesser and lesser further Saban's gone and the more losses that happen. But LSU had gotten there, but Texas Tech, in all sports, I mean, we saw their softball team because of the Cody Campbell being out front trying to change college athletics. And I asked, Brandon Marcello on our show when he was on with us last week, is he a villain or is he a guy that's actually a revolutionist trying to get us to a better place in college athletics?
And Brandon gave a pretty positive answer for Cody Campbell, which surprised me a bit.
So, I mean, sometimes change is good for everybody. They just don't know it when it's happening. And maybe Cody Campbell is trying to do the right thing, but this felt like the wrong hill to die on.
Yeah, so on the other side of the coin, Brown, your Miami Dolphins need a quarterback. Like if the Rams would have done what I thought they should have done and take Mekhi Lemon, I would be all about taking Sorsby.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that now. No need to dance around and save it for later in the show. Let's get to teams that could or should be interested in Brendan Sorsby, brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Hey, if you're in the market for new, used car, SUV, or truck, you need to go see our friends at Hoover Toyota. Fantastic selection down there, one of the best inventories around. Conveniently located Highway 150 in Hoover. Beautiful location there. Stop in, see Scott Peoples, all the fine folks. Tell them the Next Round sent you. They got that red carpet program. They have rolled it out for the last 2 decades for Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia. They want to make sure that you are a customer for life. Stop in or go online and view the inventory and their on-site finance options. Go to hoovertoyota.com.
Okay, so CBS Sports has 8 teams that should be or could be interested in the supplemental draft for Brendan Sorsby. And again, it's whatever you walk up, as LT explained, to the guy who's doing the silent auction and says, "We'll give him third round draft pick, second round."
Why are you whispering? You're the only team.
And if you're the best, sometimes there is only one team that would bid on somebody. Obviously, there are teams that need quarterbacks. The Dolphins are one of them, LT.
Yeah, the Dolphins, and I'm looking, and you guys might have got these odds sent to you this morning. Your odds-on favorite, the Dolphins are third right now at 6-1 to get Sorsby.
I would imagine the Jets are somewhere on that list.
Jets are number one, shortest odds, 3-1.
Yeah. I would imagine, not that they'll have to build a new locker room, but I would imagine Cleveland, the Browns are still in the quarterback market. They've got a bunch of them.
That was one of the 3 teams Phil Yates called out, and I'm like, dang, man, how many quarterbacks can Cleveland possibly have?
They're like that used car lot.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of cars.
Yeah, I probably would have gone with this other team over the Jets. Cleveland is 18-1. They're about 10th, 9th or 10th. I'll give you guys a hint. They had a journeyman holding out.
Yeah,
who's going to be their starting quarterback?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett, or Carson Beck, who's going to be their guy? To me, Brendan Sorsby seems like a better option. They're 5-1 between the Jets and the Dolphins.
Okay, here are some interesting names. All those are on this CBS list, but a couple others that I'll ask this question. They put the Carolina Panthers on here. They just picked up Bryce Young, former Alabama quarterback's 5th year, the option year. But are you sold on Bryce Young yet being a future quarterback? And really, is it Bryce Young or Brendan Sorsby? Is it any difference? I think Bryce Young's more talented than Brendan Sorsby.
I do too. And watching Bryce this year develop, it was very inconsistent, but he finally has an offensive coach that he's got good rapport with in Dave Canales, and watching him in that playoff game and the dime he threw late in the fourth quarter to take the lead over the Rams. To me, if you're the Carolina Panthers and you go give up, I don't care if it's a 4th or 5th round, what you're doing is putting a little doubt in the back of the mind of Bryce Young. I am telling Bryce Young, you are our guy. I think he's good enough to be that guy. And I think Brendan Sorsby, you're taking a flyer on this guy. I don't think it's worth what that might do mentally to a guy like Bryce Young.
They compare it to what Cleveland did to Baker Mayfield, that they were able to absorb some dead money at the end of his rookie contract and able to move on,
and we saw how that
since they moved on, it's been horrible.
It has, and we saw that was kind of the last nail in the coffin in Cleveland for Baker Mayfield, and we see how Baker Mayfield is playing now. Look, I think if Bryce Young stays healthy, I think Bryce Young's going to have a really good career.
I do think Bryce has got a good enough head on his shoulders that he wouldn't allow it to become an issue. Your concern would be in the back of his mind, is it an issue? Is he always looking over his shoulder?
And the team.
Yeah.
At that point, man, they've got Sorsby over here, and this is not working out. They can start going through the locker room. This is interesting. Get your take on this. They put the Detroit Lions on there. Jared Goff is already turning 32 this upcoming season.
Yeah, but he's only 10 years in the league. 32 is still a young quarterback, and he's playing great football. They need to worry. Detroit needs to worry more about an offensive line. for Jared Goff. That
Primary
was the
backup
big,
is Teddy Bridgewater at 33. You can bring Sorsby in as a backup for 2 or 3 years if it's a second or
if you've
third
got
round.
that established, like if you were to sit down with a veteran like Jared Goff, hey man, we know for 5 to 8 years you're going to be our guy, but like we want to bring this guy in, develop, and we'll see what he can do, and maybe he's a piece that we could trade later, or if God forbid something does happen, we know how this league is, then he could come play. But I think it's got to be a really solid situation in place or a desperate situation. So I think it's got to be like a Detroit or it's got to be like a Jets.
Yeah, Indianapolis, the Colts. They just got Daniel Jones. They signed him to a 2-year contract. They mentioned them here, and then one other that hasn't been mentioned: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, your guys, huh?
Baker Mayfield entering the final year of his current contract with the Buccaneers. And right now, Baker has said this at the mini camp. We're not close on what I think this contract should be and what they're offering me. So he may go into this year in the final year of his contract as a real free agent at the end of the
Look,
end of the year.
Baker, I mean, we saw moments this year. We saw how good he was 2 years ago, but even this year, like on the road against Seattle and the way he was able to come back and beat that team. Baker's got good football left if he doesn't get hurt. The way he plays, he's so reckless with his body. And the older we get, I think Baker's in year 10 too. Am I right about that? Didn't he come out in 2016?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he came out in the same class as Goff, or the class after Goff. But anyway, he's still relatively young, but it worries me how he plays so wide open.
I mean, he relies on the escapability. That's what hurts teams a lot. And he's made.
And you lose that quickly. We saw it with Russell Wilson.
He set a personal deadline. By the time we get to the real camp, if we don't have a deal done, I don't want to talk about it during the year. So either we get it done before camp, and once camp is there, we'll talk about it after the season. Not going to do it during the season, he says.
So no Jets or Dolphins or.
Oh, all that's on here.
It is? Okay, you just skip those.
Those were the obvious.
Because, like, if I'm Arizona or the Jets or the Dolphins, who are going to need quarterback for the future.
And those are your 3 shortest odds for Sorsby to get drafted by.
Now, the Dolphins just signed Malik Willis, so they're a little different than the Cardinals and the Jets. But if I'm one of those teams, I mean, it might be worth throwing out a 5th, 6th, or 7th round pick just in case I'm the only one.
That's right.
Because I can draft next year. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, why take this guy with the obvious risks here when I'm probably going to be bad enough to have a top 5 pick next year?
And for those that don't know, you guys have basically stripped it down to the bare bones.
Almost all the way.
You started a rebuild.
But then oddly signed the biggest free agent quarterback that was available, which I was not a big fan of. I'm like, either rebuild or don't. It felt like Miami.
But he seems like a rebuild quarterback.
Well, yeah, but why pay him that much to have a rebuild quarterback? It seems like Miami was, in a certain sense, trying to have one foot in the boat, one foot on the shore there. But my point is, throw out a 5th, 6th, or 7th round pick. That's a flyer in any draft.
Yeah, I still think
and
I
you
would
get him, and then if you like him, you like him. If you don't, or maybe even still, you go ahead and draft at the top of the draft and get an Arch Manning, get a Dante Moore, get a whoever is the quarterback you want there in the first 5 picks.
Yeah, back to the silent auction. I think it's going to come in at least a 3rd.
Yeah,
somebody's going to take a flyer.
That's the betting favorite
at poker last night. That's what everybody was like. What do you think it'll be? And the table was basically 3rd is where we settled on that.
Yeah, that is the betting favorite. There are actually odds on this. Bet online, 3rd is a 3-1 favorite. I don't know why everybody just settles on that, but it's a 3-1 favorite.
3-1.
Yeah. Undrafted, though, is the 2nd favorite, which is kind of weird. You wouldn't think it would go that way, but undrafted is the 2nd favorite.
At that point, he becomes a unrestricted free agent, right? He doesn't have to go through the draft.
I think that is correct. He doesn't have to go through the draft, so that's why some teams wouldn't participate, in which case then whoever's the first best offer signs him there, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not like a waiver.
He doesn't have to wait around for the real draft if nobody picks him. If he is granted the supplemental draft, my understanding is at that point, if he goes through it and nobody takes him, he is an unrestricted free agent.
Which I would think, and I got one more question on this, but I would think as an unrestricted free agent, somebody takes a shot at him. What do you have to lose?
Yeah. So you can pay him.
You pay him nothing.
Yeah, you can pay him UFL.
Yeah, bring him in, work him out. If you like what you see, sign him to a base deal, rookie deal, and you got him.
Yeah.
Is there, and this was brought up jokingly in the chat, but it's a legitimate question here. For the NFL, for Brendan Sorsby, is there any way he could play for the Raiders?
In Las Vegas?
Yeah, with that history, I mean, if you're the NFL, do you want that?
I mean, you still have the same accessibility.
You
That's what I
do,
was
but
about
I'm
to
just
say.
saying there's an image.
Yeah,
I get it. What you're saying is right, but
If this
there
was
is
1988, you'd be like, oh, he's so close to gambling. Well, you're close to gambling. I would show you my phone here, but I left my phone at home today. You're so close to. I've still got a tablet. I can make a bet right here, right now, if I wanted to.
Sure.
So it's anywhere.
It's almost he's actually almost safer in Vegas because of all the regulation that exists in Vegas. I mean, he would be under a white hot microscope there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
They
think
have
there'll be
extra
any
restrictions there in Las Vegas on the Las Vegas athletes. Yeah.
Yeah, coming into sports books, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get caught on camera all the time.
Well, I mean,
There's no doubt. Yeah. I mean, it would be 2 seconds before security footage would leak of Brendan Sorsby walking into Caesar's Palace, wasn't there?
Yeah. This is good news for college football, but at the same time, I wanted the theater. We talked about that yesterday.
But I think they'll still be the theater of any time Texas Tech is close late. It's going to be good TV ratings. People are going to tune in. Like I think of that Houston game, I think is a Friday night.
Will anybody now have the balls to schedule them in football?
Well, that's the other thing about this. When's the last time you've heard talk about that Texas Tech throwing down the sword to Texas Longhorns?
Well, if you don't get quarterback right, I don't care how much money you spent on the other positions. You need at least a game manager. It could go south on them. And I didn't think Texas Tech would win the league with or without Sorsby. I feel pretty good on my side right now going into the season, though. You guys still felt like with Will, what's his name? I want to say Will Hammond.
Yep.
Is that his name, really? I thought that was an actor.
Daryl Hammond's the actor.
Yeah.
He's on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking.
Yeah, Daryl Hammond.
Yeah. So Will
Sneaky
Hammond
funny guy.
could go 12-0.
He could. I mean, I just don't know, man. I don't want what to make of Texas Tech.
Feels like they're carrying a lot on their shoulders.
It really, really does. But there's also 70-some-odd days. You can tell me the official number.
I just don't think Hammond's going to be ready week one.
As far as injury goes, health-wise. Yeah.
Speaking of the countdown, 74 days on our Innisfree countdown to kick off 74 days, and your game day tradition is back ready to go at Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. 74 days on our Innisfree countdown to kick off, and the show also being brought to you by Alexander Shannara, trial attorney.
Shannara.com, that is the place to go when you have any legal issue. Alexander Shannara is a Birmingham guy, Birmingham born and bred, right here in the great Magic City, went to school at UAB, and he said, when it comes time to start my firm, I want to start it in my hometown. Well, that was 25 some odd years ago, and now it's 150 attorneys later and that are right there under his roof, and 500 dedicated team members taking care of you in any legal situation. You don't pay a dime unless you win your case, and boy, do they win. They've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. Shannara.com, Shannara.com. Kind of a sad footnote to this, though. I was thinking about this morning. And he created this situation, Brendan Sorsby, but even when people have it, especially when people have addictions, there's a sad side to it that you have to look at, through the lens of humanity. And he's become a villain now. But like if he goes and tears it up in the NFL, and the guys seem to enjoy when this happens. Like when they go back and get their number retired, or you have Cam Newton Day, or Derrick Henry Day at Alabama if they do that, or even if they're just on the sidelines and they show him on the Jumbotron, this guy's really a man without a country. Like, where does he go?
Well, that's the growing trend.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think these guys care. I really don't.
I don't know, man. I think they will one day, Lance.
Yeah.
I think they will one day when they see some of their teammates able to do this.
Well, if he is incredible in the NFL, Cincinnati will bring him back.
Yeah, you may have been off. I did a big discussion about that on the show one day.
I might have been. I feel that he's a pretty big villain at Cincinnati, but you think they'll repair that bridge?
And I used our buddy Cole Kubelik as an example. I mean, when he loves Auburn, he takes his family to Auburn, goes to Auburn, and there are athletes from that generation. When McElroy wants to take his kids, I see McElroy at Alabama basketball games, and he's signing autographs or taking pictures, and AJ McCarron, now I mean,
superstar players. That time has passed.
They've got schools, right? But there is a growing number of players. And it's not all of them. There's still guys who are there. I mean, 2 years. If you're there 2 years and you do a good job, you're a long-standing athlete now.
I will remind both of you guys, Cam Newton was at Auburn 1 year. I was just at a football or soccer game there where I saw his name on the facade of the stadium with Pat Sullivan, Terry Beasley, and Bo Jackson. I mean, his name was there. He was at Auburn 1 year,
Yeah,
so
but
it still happens.
it shows you what kind of year you got to have.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be that kind of year.
Yeah, and it was his last year. He
It-
didn't go
it
somewhere
was.
else.
He did not.
He didn't go somewhere else.
That's why I'm saying that about Cincinnati. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that think Cincinnati started this whole thing. I don't know if we'll ever know.
Basically leaked it out.
Basically leaked it out out of sour grapes because their star quarterback was about to go play for the conference team that might win their conference.
Well, that would be bad if they knew all about it.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of people that are saying they leaked it out and they knew about it and that they should get some repercussions for knowing about it. Now, I don't know that we'll ever know that. I feel like that ship has sailed. But that's one of the points. Like, I don't know that he'll ever be welcome back at Cincinnati if all of that is true. And Texas Tech can't with a good face, like how, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the 20-yard line. There's Brendan Sorsby. I mean,
Texas Tech, great quarterback, Brendan Sorsby. Never lost a game.
Never took a snap. I mean, he's in a lot of ways going to be a man without a country, and it's his own creation. I get that, but that is sad to me. And maybe you're right. Maybe he will never miss that. But sometimes you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, a growing number. When we come back in the next segment, a little bit more college football. I think Tim Tebow's really good at doing Mount Rushmores. That sports talk question you get. We'll talk about that coming up. And the day that was or wasn't for Alabama baseball out at the World Series and how you digest the season. Troy plays today. But before we go to break, anytime there's sporting events on any level, you can always get a story you can fall in love with. And Cabo Verde, which I couldn't pick it out on the map. It sounds like it's in the Caribbean, but I assume it's not.
It is in Africa. It is one of the least populated countries, maybe the least populous in Africa. It's smaller than Birmingham. It's 500,000 people.
Okay, so
isn't it off the coast of South Africa? Or is
I
that
think you're
Cape
right about
Verde?
that. Yeah.
Okay, so Cape Verde or Cabo Verde, whichever one we're
I think
calling
it's Cape Verde.
It's Cape.
I saw it two ways yesterday. Their soccer team had a draw with Spain, 0-0 draw. Their two biggest stars, Roberto Lopez and Vizina, the goalkeeper, were both contacted to join the team via LinkedIn DMs. That's how they got notified, hey, would you like to come play on our soccer team? And now they're in the World Cup. And Vizina yesterday started the match with 50,000 followers on Instagram. And as the final story I saw, he was up to 6.9 million followers on Instagram.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He had
I saw where it was 2 million. It's already up to 6.9.
He basically was, as the hockey term, standing on his head in the goal. He's 40 years old. He's an accountant. He has a real job. He's an accountant. He doesn't do this for a living.
Oh, are you serious?
He had to take vacation time from his accountant job to come to the World Cup. And they were comparing this in college football terms, that this was Ohio State playing an NAIA school, talent-wise, in the World Cup yesterday. Not an FCS, not a D2, an NAIA school. And they played to a 0-0 draw, and this guy made 7 remarkable saves.
Did you see somebody put, this is crazy, somebody put almost $1 million to win $85,000. What
so
a
easy.
dumbass.
So easy to win $85,000.
It was $1 million on Spain just winning. All they had to do was win, right?
Yep.
I thought the number was weird yesterday because you go back to Germany. Germany was minus 4,500 against Curacao. And most people thought yesterday's match would play out like that, where they won 7-1.
It was actually a bigger discrepancy of talent, according to the soccer people.
But the number was only minus 1,200. So it was really, it looked weird on paper, but it was too weird to touch it, if that makes any sense. I was like, why is this like dramatically lower than Germany was?
Wow.
Yeah.
So somebody saw something coming? Or
Man, I mean, it was still minus 1,200. It's still a really big number, but I would have thought it would have been a lot bigger.
I mean, instantly, in this day and age, coming off the Brendan Sorsby story, I would think I'd be checking the Spanish bank
You know what's
accounts.
great? Senegal, I think, has got a great chance, at least, of pulling another draw today against France.
As you look at the map,
I mean, it's
not that far from Cabo Verde.
You
Right off
can
Cabo
make
Verde.
that swim.
Yeah.
Don't know what's in that water.
Great whites.
Yeah. I just thought it was an amazing sports story. As you see the map there, that's where Cabo Verde is. So it does say Cabo Verde, right? I saw it both
Somebody
ways.
saying Cabo is, in that language, the same as Cape.
Yeah.
That's why.
I saw it
Scott has
both ways.
pulled the 7.7 million now.
Oh, 6.9 last I saw it, so 7.7.
The dude's that accounted, he's
I
probably
mean,
like,
what,
hey, guys,
what is he
taxes-
shooting out nudes? I mean, what the hell's going on?
Can I
That
get
is
the
crazy.
Can I get the younger guys? All the microphones behind the glass here. I know I'm the oldest guy on the panel. I'm proving it today with no hat on, so I look even older. I can't knock off 10 years with a hat.
I know some people in their 30s that are bald, Jim.
No, I'm just saying I got wrinkles. I mean, we can go to the whole yards, but I've been here a while, and I know my globe at the house doesn't exist anymore. Like my globe, which I probably got in the 1980s
Yeah,
for
it's got
college.
nations that don't exist.
Nations and lines that don't exist anymore. But I mean, Turkey is Turkey, right? Why are we pronouncing it different now? Why is it Turkey or Turkey?
I don't know.
I mean,
And it's even spelled different.
we don't say it like the deli meat anymore. We don't spell it like the deli meat anymore. And I know we started when the Soviet Union went away and the USSR, we started breaking up that part. But when did the Czech Republic become, what are they now?
Chechnya?
Czechia.
Yeah,
Czechia?
Czechia. When did they become that?
When they split, when Czechoslovakia split, they became Slovakia and the Czech Republic.
Okay.
And they've just recently dropped the republic from their name. And
Okay,
gone
so
by
this is
Czechia
like
now.
Memphis State dropping the state and just going Memphis.
Yeah, but I appreciate Norway and Sweden.
Yeah,
Those
just being who
whole
they are.
pack.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's don't change names. So Turkey, why did we change? Are we
So-
just now? Have I always been saying it wrong?
No, you haven't been saying it wrong. The official international documentation has Turkey's spelling as the way it is. You see it on the broadcast, ending in IYE with the. I think there's a little dot over the
Accent
the
mark.
E. Yeah. But most people just use the anglicized version of it, which is like the sandwich.
Yeah. So it's always been that, and now for some reason in our American broadcast, I'm getting the official pronunciation.
Is FIFA mandating that?
I don't
Well,
know.
a lot of people say what you're getting is the world feed.
Okay, so
Fox is showing the world feed.
Yeah.
It says the Turkish government officially requested the UN and FIFA to use the Turkey spelling with the umlaut and YE ending to better reflect the nation's native language and culture and to avoid negative associations with the bird and English slang. Because of this transition, both spellings are frequently used interchangeably in sports coverage.
Well, now, wait a minute. I love turkey.
Turkey's got a good
Yeah, I've got
reputation.
Yeah.
no beef with turkey.
Yeah.
I like good smoked
it's,
turkey.
it's 3 strikes in bowling in a row. It's a good thing
I
there.
think I like turkey more than I like chicken.
Oh, smoked turkey is my favorite way to devour barbecue. I like it better than I do pork or
Smoked
beef.
turkey and white sauce.
Yes,
And
sir.
it hasn't been a cut down since Welcome Back Kotter in the 70s.
Turkeys?
When you were a cold turkey.
I don't think I've called anybody a turkey in a long time.
Or a jive turkey?
turkey.
A
Jive
jive
turkey,
turkey,
yeah.
I mean, it's not the 70s anymore.
No.
We're almost 100 years
I
removed
think
from that.
turkey's very bad, and I think very positively of Thanksgiving. We all love Thanksgiving.
Grandma used to
Oh,
call
yeah.
me a turkey when I was acting up.
Yeah, well, that's in the.
And I
you
didn't know Cabo or Cape Verde existed, and now they're in the World Cup. So educational and confusing at times on why we're changing.
Same with Iran last night. It said IR, Iran, which confused me.
Yeah. Now you're
Islamic Republic of Iran,
Yes.
I think.
Yes, that's it.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've looked it up.
But I believe it's Iran.
Iran. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're saying it like you're from Kalira.
Iran.
Sorry, Iran, whatever. It's like Nevada.
Yeah.
Well, Lance will tell you which one of those is correct because I
Iraq.
think I get it right.
No, Nevada is in
Nevada,
Missouri.
right? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Iraq plays today. It's when all the cars are set up exactly the same.
Iraq.
Iraq.
Iraq. Iraq. All right. Norway and Iraq today. Another quadruple header.
Arab, Alabama.
We get to see. Wait, let me get that right.
What?
Because you guys are making fun of me of saying Lionel Messi.
Yeah, it's not Lionel.
Lionel Messi
Correct.
today for Argentina as they take on Algeria, which has always been Algeria, right?
To my knowledge, yes.
As far as I know.
That didn't used to be Algiers, did it? Or did it?
Algiers is a place in France.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Algeria is different than Algiers.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. All right. So it's the World Cup.
And world geography.
The more you know. The more you know. The show brought to you. Lance probably has a play on a draw for the World Cup today at lanceslock.com.
I had Egypt yesterday, and I had them plus a goal. and Egypt goes up 1-0. We talked about they were going to be sneaky good, and Belgium comes back and ties it up, but we still got the win for you. We do have a play today at the World Cup, one of the late games, so jump on board. We also have a play in the College World Series. We're 4-0 so far in Omaha. We've got another winner up for you, Major League Baseball, up and available right now at lanceslock.com. And as always, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling issues in home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. For more information, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Back with you on the next round, segment 2, wrapping up hour 1. Remember, you can always get the podcast. Great places like Spotify, both video and audio over there at Spotify. TNR Clips on our YouTube. It's its own separate YouTube channel. You can go there. Reggie Smith, Dodger great, on with Mick Gillespie and Jake Coker's Last Call. You can go watch that. Interesting conversation about a variety of different things, as they had Reggie Smith right there in the middle of Jake and Mick there.
You know, we don't talk about Mick's Cubs podcast he does.
Does very well, doesn't it?
Really, really popular. But Pete Crow Armstrong, the cycle last night.
How about that?
I mean, it's crazy because you saw the Texas guy, the Gonzalez guy, hits for the cycle, which I don't think that's been done since. Did you guys see the last time, like the 50s maybe?
They had one recently with Tennessee, but they've got 3 now total. That's the College World Series. We'll get to that right now, talking about Alabama as soon as LT and Brownie tell us about the Inverness Country Club.
ICCalabama.com. No, is the
They
answer.
will not be playing today.
It's raining sideways.
Hey, so let me ask you this. Can you play golf as long as it's not lightning in the rain, if you wanted to?
Some courses close because it can be damaging when there's standing water and things like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're out on the course and they hadn't called you back, you can keep going.
But here's the great thing. The Inverness Country Club gives you an opportunity just to go sit up there. You can work from the Inverness Country Club while you enjoy some of the great food from the grill, state-of-the-art fitness center. They've got options and memberships for everyone.
ICCalabama.com, or call Aaron to get a tour of Inverness Country Club when it's not raining and see what you get there in Inverness. It's fantastic. 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
All right. So as LT was mentioning, you get a rare cycle in the College World Series yesterday against Alabama. Even more rare was originally it was ruled a single and then a 2-base error. They go back and they look at it, and they award Adrian Rodriguez the 3rd cycle in College World Series history. I thought it was a good call. Miscommunication between the 2 outfielders and changing it to a triple. I thought it was a triple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably so. But, you're typically the score is going to give them the benefit of the doubt in that situation. Yeah. Watching that game, I had a meeting up at our friends at Walk-Ons yesterday. There were a lot of Alabama fans actually watching that early. What was it, a 1 o'clock first pitch? It looked like BP yesterday for Texas. I mean, it really did.
There was a reason. According to reports, we got sound, was Alabama's pitcher tipping pitches?
Oh, no.
Zane Adams answers that question, and the Texas coach talks about it as well. This is from Davis Cornell, Crimson and White, and WVUA out in Omaha, making the coverage and giving us this sound.
And the broadcast pointed out you might be tipping your pitches. Do you think you're tipping?
I mean, I was. If you go back and look, obviously, like you could tell. But, I mean, I don't know if that played a part in the game or what. That's the first time I've heard of it, so I don't know.
Did Coach Jackson say anything to you in the dugout when he realized that you were tipping your pitches? Or did he know it all?
No, we didn't realize until after, but I don't think it really played a part in the game.
The broadcast today mentioned that he was tipping his pitches. Did you guys see that as well?
Yeah, they asked me about that after, but we didn't have anything on him at all. Not that I'd tell you if we did.
I mean, do you think that's a coach not wanting to embarrass a kid or something like that?
Yeah, or I don't know, but I mean, it's typically a team from Texas in orange. We remember the Astros banging the drum.
That's true.
Here is the photo evidence that was used several times throughout the broadcast. The high kick, Forster, I'm right about this, was the changeup, and the lower kick of the knee is other fastball.
Yeah, high kick, changeup, also glove position a little bit lower on the fastball. That's what they kept saying.
This is a pitching coach who's got to make this adjustment. I mean, you're looking at film, and I would assume this is not something new.
Yeah. Well, you can see it as just a layman. If I'm throwing a changeup, but I'm wanting him to think I'm going to throw a fastball, I'm giving you a little bit more.
Yeah.
So my legs kicked higher, and it's not the same.
So you're selling fastball.
Yeah, I'm selling fastball with a higher leg kick.
But maybe he's overselling it a little bit because it doesn't match his actual fastball.
It's got to match up.
It's really arm speed. I mean, that's why you hold the ball different for the changeup, because the arm speed's the same. It comes out differently. That blows me away. I mean, and if he kind of knew, you heard the pitcher there like, oh, well, maybe. I mean, 13 hits, 14 runs.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
something was off. There's no doubt. But boy, I mean, this is a long baseball season. Was Texas the first team to identify this, or is this?
That's what I'm saying.
It may have been something he just started doing.
Could be
recently. They played earlier this year, and Zane pitched against Texas and shut him out.
Yeah, so they didn't have it
had
then.
7 or 8 strikeouts.
Hey, great season for Rob Vaughn in Alabama. But
I want to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you put that into context?
It's tough because, talking to a couple of Alabama fans yesterday, they were like, oh, this is just embarrassing. Basically, what was it, 2 runs in 2 games in Omaha, and the first team bounced. I guess Ole Miss was
technically second.
Yeah, second team, both SEC. But I guess when you got 5 of 8, that's what's going to happen. I think you got to look at this as a success. You look at Rob Vaughn, what is this, year 3? And he's gotten better each and every year. They win a super regional. They go to the College World Series. There's only 8 teams that do that. Look, once you got there, you did get embarrassed. But, I think it's a great season.
Okay, I want you to think history about this. I'll let Rob Vaughn talk in a second. But give me Forrester's mic first. Forrester representing the other side of the ledger. Very popular commentary in today's world on social media. When you're not in the arena, you can comment about people that are in the arena. Forrester, you have a thought on this Alabama's team's journey to Omaha?
See, you're going to make this an Auburn-Alabama thing.
Oh,
it's not.
I did not bring up Auburn.
No, you did this morning.
Not by name, you did not. But
you did this morning.
Well, hey, let me. Go ahead, Forrester.
Okay. I love Rob Vaughn. I think he's a nice guy. He's cool on our show. This Alabama team didn't belong in Omaha.
Okay, well, I think that shows you they overachieved, right?
Well, isn't that good coaching?
Yeah, and even getting bumped like they did and getting kind of embarrassed in Omaha, UCLA, Georgia Tech, Auburn, all those teams would have taken that.
Well, but
the Auburn take, Brown, is that their path there was easy. They had to, beat
I don't know
St.
how
John's.
you argue that.
Well,
Yeah,
but St. John's was good enough to beat Florida State. You don't think Alabama was?
That's like saying the Knicks didn't deserve to win the championship because they played San Antonio instead of Oklahoma City.
But, do you see my point there, Scott? Like, if St. John's could, how many times did they beat Florida State?
Let's please tone down the conversation at Forrester.
Okay.
Talk to Forrester. Don't talk at him.
Okay, Scotty. How many times did St. John's beat Florida State? Twice in that series? Do y'all know? Do y'all remember?
I think it was twice, yeah.
Okay. Well, if St. John's could beat them twice, Alabama couldn't. Alabama scalded St. John's.
Yeah. Alabama was the 7th seed in the bracket, correct?
Did we ever say?
So that makes them the 7th best team in college baseball, right?
Going into the tournament, they were, yes.
Okay. Do you feel that way now?
Well, Alabama going into the tournament was ranked 16th. They're not far off. When Duke beat Butler for the national championship, were people like, I
am not saying that Alabama's not a very good baseball team. They are. They had a better season than Auburn.
Yeah, that's more the question to you, as Auburn had a great regular season.
I'm very disappointed with Auburn's.
Yeah, that's like, who had the better season, UCLA, and their coach wins Coach of the Year, or was it Alabama getting to the...
Just real quick, did somebody just say Auburn had a better season than Alabama?
No.
Forrester said
that's the opposite of what I just said.
No, I was just clarifying that because Alabama.
Bama had a better season than Auburn.
That is correct.
But I'll ask
they
you
had
guys.
a better regular season than Alabama. They were 4th.
Well, you could say that, but I think that records were just about the same, and Alabama swept Auburn. So I don't see how you would say
just by the national seeds, the 4 and the 7.
That's
let me ask you this: UCLA finishes at number 1, 51 wins. They don't even get out of a regional.
That's right. Don't even play in their regional.
So who had the better season? 51. Win UCLA that was number 1 the majority of the season, or Alabama who got to a College World
regular
Series?
season, but this is not a regular season sport.
Like you guys both were saying, for where the program is, it's a great season. You made it to Omaha, first time since 1999. But how, as fans, do you digest? Let's say the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that's hard.
Those 4 years of making it to the Super Bowl. They were AFC champions. They were great football teams. How do you digest being a great team like Alabama was this year to make it to Omaha, but when you get there, that it ends up the way that you lose 9-0, 14-2?
This is apples to apples. How did Alabama fans digest Alabama running to the Elite Eight 2 years ago and getting beat by 20 by Duke?
Well, I think they were like, we're really close to a Final Four.
Yeah, that was a really good season, I thought.
What's the difference?
I don't think there is.
I think more apples to apples is Texas A&M football this year, finally breaking through, winning 11 games, getting to a college football playoff. They score 3 points, they get beat. But I think when you reflect as an A&M fan, hey, I'm excited. Elko is going into year 3. Rob Vaughn going into year 4. I mean, they're building something.
I think
truthfully, we're having the same kind of discussion with Alabama football. I mean, it was a good year. And
expectations are different.
Then you get in there and you win a playoff game. Hey, things are going good. And then you get to the Rose Bowl, man, you get blitzed. You get your pants beat off.
But I think how good this year will be determined by what Alabama does with this. So does Alabama go back to just being an NCAA tournament team, or is Rob Vaughn able to have Alabama contending in the SEC, contending to get back to Omaha? Look, if your expectation is, well, you've been to Omaha now, let's get right back there, you need to go look at the last few years. Nobody does that. North Carolina is the only team in America that has done that over the last 3 years.
24 spots in 3 years, 23 different teams.
23 different teams. North Carolina is the only repeat offender in 3 years. So if your expectation, just all you got to do is Scott, all you got to do is ask Auburn how hard that is to do, right? 2 straight years Auburn has hosted the Super Regional and couldn't get through.
Yep, and didn't win a game either time.
Yeah, got swept both times. So all you got to do is look across the state and see how hard it is to do what Alabama just did, and that's making Omaha.
Got swept at home by the team that was the first team knocked out in Omaha.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we would all say Troy will never be there again.
Probably. I mean, I would bet that they never will.
Yeah.
Maybe I would say no.
I mean, they could still win this thing.
That's right. They're still alive right
but
now.
I'm just saying. I mean,
they're 9 innings away from the Final Four.
You talk about the breaks. I mean, they got to host a Super Regional.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's crazy, the breaks. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you – I thought the same thing as soon as the game was over. I knew we would talk about it today, but that's not even why I thought about it. I'm like, that is a weird way to end your season. Is like you had one of the most successful seasons in Alabama baseball history, and it ends in pretty embarrassing fashion, honestly. I think Rob Vaughn would tell you, I'm embarrassed by the way my team played in Omaha.
I think, if they would have lost, 9-7 to Oklahoma and then yesterday, 10-9 to Texas, it feels different.
It's never easy starting down 2-0 in the first game, 3-0 in the second game.
It's hard to dig out.
Yeah, in the first inning. Those are holes that are hard to dig out.
I will read this to you. If you'll give me 2 seconds.
While
I can't believe
while you're pulling up,
Oklahoma.
let's hear Rob Vaughn. Here's the coach afterwards on the end of the season and how he puts it into perspective.
Man, it's one of those things. I think you can be equal parts disappointed in the last couple games and at the same time overly proud of what this group has done. We see this all over. If you come to Tuscaloosa, you see signs that say, where legends are made, and these guys did that. These guys, there's a group of dudes sitting here, obviously 2 next to me, and in a team that kind of revitalized baseball in Tuscaloosa. Everybody's hurting. Everybody that doesn't hold that trophy there at the very end's hurting. But at the end of the day, man, I go back to why we do this, and we do it for the 2 dudes sitting next to me. We do that for that locker room full of dudes that are hurting in there, because the journey that this group went on this year was damn special. Was really special, and I'm fortunate to get to be a part of it, and they took me along for a heck of a ride. So forever indebted to the 2026 Alabama baseball team, and I challenge those young pups out there, man. The foundation's been laid. It's their job to get us back. It's their job to get us back. It ain't going to be 27 years again, I can promise you that.
I look at what you do year by year. Again, he went from 33 wins to 41 wins to 42 wins, from 13 SEC wins to 16 to 18. From regional college World Series. He's building something. Now, whether or not, again, that talk about 23 of the last 24 have been different teams, whether or not he can get them back to Omaha in the next year or 2, I don't know that. But if I'm an Alabama fan, you got to be excited about what he's doing. And you like the way he kind of controls everything.
This was yesterday after the game from someone, the way I'll describe this person is very uniquely situated to know the behind the scenes of SEC athletics, if that makes sense. And when I'm say what I'm about to say, you'll see what I'm saying here. He said, what you're watching with Alabama is what happens when one of the lowest resourced rosters in the SEC plays the highest resourced without question. So he's saying one of the lowest resourced rosters in the SEC, Alabama, versus no question the highest resourced in Texas. So I respond and said, my assumption is Alabama as a whole falls about 5 to 10 in the SEC and NIL, somewhere in that group. And he says, yeah, you're right. I said, so I'm guessing Alabama baseball is like 10 to 15 based on that. He said, Alabama baseball is 14th, 15th, or 16th in the SEC. He goes, I don't know which, but they're one of those 3. And he said, part of that is because he said, I won't say they're 16th, it's Missouri. but they're 14th or 15th. And he said part of that is Alabama football got a big bump this past cycle. So Alabama fans will like to hear that part. But Rob Vaughn, to Scott's point, I mean, maybe they didn't deserve to be there. I don't know. But he got there on what I am told is the 14th or 15th most resourced program in the SEC. That's pretty remarkable.
Well, I would think that Oklahoma is not one of the higher, and look what Oklahoma's doing in Omaha.
Yeah, well, he told me, it's funny you brought that up, because that same text thread, he said Oklahoma is probably 2 times what Alabama has resource-wise.
Yeah, big win over Georgia last night, so they're waiting for Georgia and Texas to play tonight at 7 o'clock. The winner goes and gets Oklahoma for a right to go to the championship series. West Virginia and Troy today at 1 o'clock. If Troy gets West Virginia this time, it was 7-5 in the first meeting. If Troy gets the win this time, Troy's off to the semifinals, the Final Four of college baseball. Justin LeBron, a guy who eats up a little bit of that NIL money that Brownie's talking about.
Probably a lot of it.
Yeah.
Will hear his name called very quickly in the Major League Baseball draft. He's expected to be a top 10 pick when the Major League Baseball draft happens in a few days. So that's baseball out there in Omaha that continues today. Lance has a play at lanceslock.com. Before we get to Clay, we'll do the viewing menu. Before we tell you about Michelson and what Tyler and LT are watching, I'll tell you our buddy Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing is there to help you out. It is raining in our area again today. It's been a very wet few weeks here. And at some point, you may get up into your attic. I had a friend the other day that got up into his attic and did not realize that there was some water leaking in. Not a lot of water, but you could see it on the wood, that it was stained and it's still a little damp. And that is a water entry point that may be from a loose shingle, a bad fitting around a pipe up there or the chimney or something. Greg from Pell City can get up there, and it's really good to do after a rain like this. He can get up there, get into your attic, do whatever you need to do to check out what's going on with your roof. He gives you a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, stormrestorationroofing.com. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. The free no-cost roof inspection also handles storm damage repairs if you get hit by lightning or a windstorm this spring and summer, and also does roof replacements. But start with that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com, and our friends at Michelson.
If you wear glasses or contacts, you are wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. I did it for about a decade with the contacts. Absolute pain in the ass, taking them out at night, putting them back in the next morning. Finally went to see Dr. Mark Michelson in 2003. Got the procedure done. Now I have 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. 205-969-8100. When you call that number, ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
So last night, unfortunately, I didn't get to see the Spain-Cabo Verde match because it started at 11, and then after that, I recorded the next reel with Lance, and that will be dropping later this afternoon. Just getting past some stuff from Warner Brothers, and then it'll be good to go. But that being said, I was working on the edit and ended up skipping the Screen Unseen because that was going to be a World War II movie called Lucky Strike with Scott Eastwood. That's been getting some pretty poor reviews.
Oof.
So I went to a late-night screening of a movie called The Furious. It's where a father fights against these kidnappers and human traffickers to save his daughter, and it's martial arts based. So it's like Tekken, or not Tekken. There's some Tekken video game-esque moves in there. What was I trying to say? Taken was the movie I was going to say. Taken mixed with John Wick a little bit. Very stylish. There's a few scenes where it's like the filmmakers of this one looked at the hammer scene in Old Boy and said, "All right, hold my beer. Let me see let me show you what I can do." Very well worth the watch. The choreography was very well done. The fighting is over the top without being too cartoonish. So it's just a real fun beat 'em up kind of movie. I would highly recommend it.
Well, you sent me a text and you said the screen unseen was Lucky Strike, and I told you, hey man, sounds good, but I'm watching. I am telling you guys have got to watch this very disturbing Netflix new documentary, Maternal Instinct. Have you heard about this?
I watched the previews. Jennifer and I were looking for something to watch, and when you turn it on and a preview starts, we went all the way through the preview, and I'm like, boy, that one seems crazy. She's like, yeah, I don't.
It's crazier than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Put it this way. I ran across something yesterday, and I don't want to give anything away, but when I read it, I kind of knew what might happen. So I threw it on last night for it. It's only an hour and 26 minutes. So it's not a different, multi-part docuseries. It's just, it's one straight 1 hour and 26 minutes. Maddie kept going, what's going to happen? I was like, hold tight. Holy shit.
Yeah, it seems crazy,
Scott
man.
says it's disturbing in the chat. Have you seen it, Scott?
Yes, I have seen it.
How crazy
I'm
is
not sure that I'm glad that I've seen it.
Right. It sounds like Dear Zachary
But don't you think this is going to be a story that, I can't believe we hadn't heard this story, but I think this is going to be, I don't want to say Tiger King, but I think it's going to be the talk for the next month plus.
It's one of the wildest documentaries I've seen.
Yeah, I would watch. I mean, look, it happened. What happened. It's insane. I don't even know how else to frame it.
It's disturbing.
It really is. But you guys, you got to see it. I don't know about you, Scott, but after I kept trying to process, like how did this happen? There were so many different things that could have been done, in my opinion.
For me, it was just like, okay, this can't get any worse. It gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah. But anyway, Maternal Instinct, if you guys are interested.
What platform is that on?
Netflix.
All right. I'll probably be checking that out. Unfortunately, I hate that was how y'all sold me on it, but that was how you guys sold me on it. Netflix also has a docuseries, a bit more lighthearted. It's about Norway, the Dark Horse. This Norwegian team has missed out on the World Cup for the past 26 years or something like that. They just cannot get back to their former glory, and this is probably the biggest comeback in soccer for a country. They've completely turned it around.
Best picture, best team picture. I drafted them in the second round of our Calcutta, so I'm pulling hard for the Norwegians.
Great team chants as well. The fans all do like a Viking row. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
But they've got big stars like Martin Odegaard, Erling Haaland, Alexander Sorloth, Antonio Nusa, and their under head coach, Ståle Solbakken. And they've finally broken their curse. They play Iraq at 5, but this docuseries follows them going into the World Cup and just what a big moment it was for the team. And then finally, on Disney Plus, a movie that may come up in today's episode of The Next Reel, Black Panther. I was pulling footage from it last night, so I guess there's your spoiler. It does come up in the next reel.
Well, our list is films critics love, but we didn't necessarily love.
Yep. So I might rewatch it. So I guess that tells you whose list it was on.
Yep, I'm aware. We've heard.
So definitely check out the next reel later today. And that's all I got.
All right, that's what Tyler and LT are watching. And Forrester, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision, Clay Travis, when we come back on the show.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we go to Clay Travis in a second. Hour number 2 on the show. We'll talk about Sorsby some more. We did that to start the show, and a lot more in college athletics and the world. With Clay Travis, after I remind you, the fine folks at Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 years of compassionate care here in Central Alabama, ready to take care of the men and women in our area. 10 great locations, one convenient to you to see everything that they cover and offer you. Go to the website, urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com. And when it's time, make the appointment at 205-930-0920. They handle everything from prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between, hormone treatments as well, men and women, testosterone for you guys that may have some low T and other things that can go on in your body. They can handle that as well. At Urology Centers of Alabama, they've been doing it for a long time with the great urologists there, and they continue to do that. Check it out online, urologycentersalabama.com, or make the appointment, 205-930-0920. One other thing to bring up before Clay joins us here is I wanted to give a big shout out to Urban's Dirty Finger on College Football Reddit
first just for the name.
Can't give enough shout-outs to those.
Yeah. But he made a point on College Football Reddit that I now live in a world after watching the UFL championship where I enjoy watching the UFL because it's the last amateur football I get to watch. That I'm watching the UFL and it's more amateur than college football is now. And when you think about it, Urban's dirty finger has a point that the UFL, with their small amount of money that those guys make,
pennies,
is more amateur than college football. And you can say technically the G League is more amateur basketball than college basketball.
That's true right there.
Isn't that true?
Well, I mean,
it's closer to it.
CFL is more amateur than college football now. I mean, it really is. But yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate point.
Yeah, I mean, until I saw
those guys are legitimately playing for the love of the game still.
Yeah, as I'm sitting watching that, I'm like to myself, he's right. That's more for the love of the game, the purity of just trying to make it.
Well,
in the UFL,
there's a insight from Urban's dirty finger.
there's a lot of guys playing in the UFL that are just trying to get back to, or for the first time get to, the NFL. And if they do not, the option is actually going and working a real job. So that's what college football used to be like. If I don't make it in the NFL, I've had a nice college career, but I got to lean on that degree and go, sell pharmaceuticals or insurance or cars or, be a financial advisor or do any number of things that you see former athletes do. And that actually is what the UFL is now. Like, I'm not even sure how much longer college football will be that for the top stars, because there's some guys that'll make enough money that if they don't blow it, they may not have to work real jobs the rest of their lives.
We've already got two guys saying they're not going to use their NFL rookie paychecks. They're going to put it right into savings because
they made enough in NIL.
Yeah. So outside of Brandon Aubrey, the kicker that was in Birmingham that now is one of the better kickers in the National Football League for Dallas, who has made the jump from the UFL?
A couple of kickers have gotten shots. This kicker for DC United will be on an NFL team next year, I believe.
So he makes bombs?
He hit 2 4-pointers, 2 60-yarders in the same game.
I mean, 60-yarders are hit with such regularity now. I can remember when – first of all, I can remember when 63 was the record with Tom Dempsey.
Remember, we would have cut-ins back before.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he's attempting a 62-yard.
Yeah, I mean, you'd stop. It's almost like, a guy that's about to throw a no-hitter or something.
Yeah.
You would stop to see if he could make a 63-yarder and break the record or tie the record. And now they do it with such regularity now. It's crazy how good people are at 60-plus
How many do you think we're hitting the NFL this year?
Oh, I guarantee you 5 or 6.
I would
60-plus?
I would say 3.
I think it's more than that.
I bet it's more than that. Like the guy.
Are we giving 4 points now in the NFL?
No,
Okay.
but
it's proposed, right?
Oh, I don't know.
They keep bringing it up.
Maybe
yeah.
so.
Please don't do that.
The guy that plays for Jacksonville that kicked at Arkansas, I cannot say his name right now.
Holy shit. Okay, so there were 22 attempts.
From 60?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's more
longer.
Then I was wrong because I said 5 or 6. If there were 20 attempts.
Longest was a 68-yarder from Cam Little.
Cam Little, that's what I was trying to say. That's the guy at Jacksonville that played at Arkansas. So there were how many attempts?
22.
I will say, Jim, they were 11 of 22. I bet half got hit.
12 of 22, 54.5%.
From 60-plus.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, it used to be, you used to
4
never
of
see
15 in 2024.
Yeah.
No 60-yarders in 2014.
Tom Dempsey?
Tom Dempsey was the guy.
63 yards from the 60s until, past the turn of the century.
But he had the weapon, right? He had the club.
But that 63-yarder was, that was on, national news, like Walter Cronkite and Tom Brokaw. Those top people showed that clip.
It was Roger Maris's 61 for a long time, It just lasted forever. You never thought it was going to get beat.
Do you remember, was that when goalposts were in the front of the end zone? It was still 63 yards, but that means he kicked it from...
Yeah, across midfield.
Which always looked weird.
Well, Cam Little attempted a 70-yarder in preseason last year. Remember, he kicked it from the 40.
I know. It's just... I guess that will become 70 will become the next, man on the moon. I don't know.
The parade for the New York Knicks is on Thursday, and they'll go through all of New York, including the Canyon of Champions. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Is that where they used to do the ticker tape?
Yeah. So they'll go through that as well on Thursday. But the best memorabilia I've seen so far from the Knicks. Remember, they've got 3 Villanova stars. And this hat says it all. It says Knicks in 5.
That's pretty good with the V
the
for the 5.
Villanova logo. There is the Roman numeral 5. Knicks in 5.
I like that.
That from shirts that go hard.
If you're Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, of course, you live in Philadelphia if you're wearing that, so it's kind of hard to celebrate a.
Well, I mean, you're celebrating the Villanova Knicks, so you're you can live in New York and wear that. Knicks in 5. That's pretty impressive little hat. I love that hat there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Parade on Thursday. Are you tired yet of the world celebrating the Knicks? I mean, Tonight Show last night, they're all over all the shows. They continue to talk about
I think 6 of them on Good Morning America the next day. They all look like they haven't been asleep yet.
I love it for true Knick fans. I mean, this is great. This is what you spend all your hours and, your downtime at work, Googling and looking at different articles on your team, and you finally get a payoff after 53 years. I just hope the parade goes a little more smoothly than some of the celebrations last week.
Yeah. Do you think, the Cowboys are the most popular NFL team, right?
Yes.
I mean, nationwide, coast to coast, Cowboys are the most popular NFL team.
Yeah, and the Lakers for sure.
That's what I was going to ask. NBA, it's the Lakers, but the Knicks would probably be in the top 3?
Top 5 for sure. I still think the Celtics
have a big following.
I think the
Lakers,
Bulls still have a big following.
Because of the Jordan Bulls.
Yeah, I think Golden State would be in front of the Knicks.
Little kids. Yeah, I mean, it is a very popular team coast to coast, obviously.
The show being brought to you today as we wait on Clay by our friends at Crane U LT, an opportunity here to jump in with our folks at Crane U and maybe change your career here in 2026.
Yeah, if you're not happy in your current situation or you've always thought about maybe a career in the crane industry, the first big step is getting certified and becoming fully compliant. Crane U, here to guide you every single step of the way, from first-time operators to the seasoned professionals seeking recertification. Their industry-leading training programs built for all experience levels. Backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise, Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. It's the one call you make and you're good. Whether you talk to Nicole or Francis, make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. For more information on everything, go to craneu.com.
All right, Clay Travis joins us now on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. You can see Clay on Fox and Fox Sports, and also the Clay and Buck Show every single weekday throughout the United States. Clay is with us now. What is up, Clay? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing awesome. Thanks a lot. I guess we could start with Brendan Sorsby. It's obviously a big story that has dominated a lot of the headlines. It's weird that it was apparently, according to a lot of people, a legal filing by the Big 12 naming Texas Tech as defendants that actually sped this thing up, that made Sorsby realize the most prudent thing to do is position himself for the supplemental draft. Boy, Texas Tech went to a lot of trouble and took a lot of bad PR for this guy to never take a snap.
Yeah. And I think this is the right result. I presume they probably paid him off in some way. I think they've said he got to keep some of his NIL money. I don't know how much they gave him. But we'll see. Now it's the NFL's problem, right? To what extent would there be a punishment on him in the NFL? Remember, Roger Goodell made a big show back in the day of, hey, well, you can't just leave college if you're ineligible there. I think it was the Terrell Pryor situation. Do you guys remember that one back in the day? Where they suspended him, if I remember correctly, from his first several games in the NFL because he wouldn't have been eligible in college. That storyline has kind of faded. We don't hear as much about the personal conduct policy. We don't hear as much, certainly, about college punishments following into the NFL. But I do think the NFL is in a tough spot here to just allow him to walk in and play without any punishment at all or any sort of consequences. I would think there will be something that they will have to put in place. But we'll see. I mean, it now is the NFL's problem. I think the Big 12, Texas Tech, and certainly the NCAA and much of college football has to be happy about the resolution here.
Cleveland Browns coach Todd Monken a couple of weeks ago said it's slippery slope if he is in the supplemental draft. I would ask you this, though, being a Rams fan, if they wouldn't have taken Ty Simpson in the first round and they didn't draft a quarterback, I'd be all about offering even a second round. I know third or fourth is probably more like it, but if you're a Jets fan, if you're a Cardinals fan, if you're a Dolphins fan, would you have any issue with your team taking him?
I think it depends on what the round value you're giving for him is. I mean, heck, I'm a Titans fan. I know Cam Ward is the guy, but I'm not even sure off the top of my head who the backup is in Nashville right now. I think you could do worse than Brendan Sorsby. I mean, I think it's fair to say, I think you guys would agree, if he had gone out and he had played really, really well at Texas Tech, he would have been a top 10-ish pick, right? I don't
Could have
think
been,
that's
yeah.
a crazy look, I know you got Arch Manning. I know you got Dante Moore. So partly it's a function of, what guys, what teams are up there in the top of the first round where somebody goes. But if he had played really, really well, which I think he would have at Texas Tech, given the talent surrounding him, I think he would have been a first-round pick and probably a top half a first-round pick. So if you get him for a third or fourth round value, I don't think it's crazy. Hopefully Sorsby doesn't bet on where he's going to go.
Yeah, well, I don't know that we can entirely rule
that would be incredible.
You got to do a phone check on him and and make sure that he doesn't have any of the apps on his phone. But yeah, if he got busted betting over under on where he'd be drafted, it would be not a good start to the NFL.
By the way,
career.
former Vol Hendon Hooker or Mitchell Trubisky, that will be your backups to Cam Ward.
Well, I guess that's funny. I didn't even remember that. I do remember now vaguely that Hendon Hooker had ended up. I think probably Trubisky would be the backup, and maybe the Titans don't need him. But yeah, I kind of with ULT. If you could get him with a third or fourth round pick, I think the risk reward there is severely curtailed, and it might be worth a proverbial roll of the dice.
It seems impossible to give Brett Yormark anything but an A grade so far since taking over the Big 12 as commissioner. He has kept that league alive, almost thriving after losing Oklahoma and Texas. I mean, I thought that would sink the ship, but it hasn't. And I thought he handled this really well. What do you think of Brett Yormark, how he's handled this and keeping the Big 12 afloat as they lose Texas and Oklahoma?
I think there's a difference between what you say publicly and what you say privately. I think this is a great example of that kind of story where I think he's allowed a lot of private venting where guys just came out, athletic directors, probably school presidents, and just said, this is an outrage. This is unacceptable. But you have to be careful when you're the head of an organization like that. And I thought he managed and tempered and handled it well. So I agree with you. Look, I think it's a really tough time, maybe tougher than at any time other than COVID. To be a major conference college commissioner, I think, right now. To be frankly a college commissioner at all, but certainly major conference, because your budgets are imploding. That's a reality. I know people just want to say, oh, that's not going to happen. But I mean, the willingness and competitiveness of these schools to spin themselves into oblivion. I'm talking to a bunch of different guys from a variety of different schools on a regular basis. A lot of them are saying, man, schools are just committing dollars that are not there to recruits and just hoping that by the time those dollars become due, they can find them. And that's happening everywhere. And it's a little bit, I think it was Hemingway who said, how did you go, bankrupt? And I'm paraphrasing and not going to nail it exactly, but it's something like, gradually and then all at once. That's how you go bankrupt a lot of times, right? You're kind of just rushing, always just right ahead of the last check. I mean, a lot of people have lived their lives like that themselves. And I feel like many different college athletic departments are there right now. And so you're managing that, you're managing all the uncertainty. The long-term future viability of college athletics is up in the air. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And so I think all of them have a incredibly difficult job right now.
Clay Travis is with us, Fox and FS1, and also the Clay and Buck radio show nationwide. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Am I right? Were you in the stadium Friday night for the U.S. game? Am I correct on that?
I was. Yeah, I took my 11-year-old and my wife. It was an awesome experience out in SoFi in L.A. He has the greatest American men's soccer game performance of all time in the World Cup. I mean, I know we talk hyperbolically a lot in sports because we're always trying to contextualize what we just saw, but that was legitimately the best performance that any of us have ever seen.
No, I mean, I'm not even a soccer guy, Clay, and I was gathering that as I watched the game. And as I said, I don't know strategy, but you could tell it's a far more attacking style. I've made the analogy. It's like the United States went from a 3-yard and a cloud of dust offense to a more wide open Mike Leach type offense in one game.
Well, we have actually offensive talent now, and look, the fear is that on the back end, our defense is not as strong and maybe is going to be able to be exploited at some point in time. But look, I mean, it seems to me, I mean, the ratings are incredible, and I understand there's an old school football, basketball fan who just continues to say, I hate soccer. I don't hear it as much as I used to. I like soccer. I like pretty much every sport, honestly. And I enjoy watching the U.S. Men's, and before they lost their minds, the women's team compete. I took my kids to the 2015 Women's World Cup title in Vancouver, which was a really cool experience. And so, look, I mean, I think you look at this game on Friday, we're having a party at our house. A bunch of people are coming over to watch. Now it's everybody, I don't know if you guys are working or not, but a lot of people have off the Juneteenth holiday, which is like 3 or 4 years old at this point. I'm working, but the game's at 2 in the afternoon. And so we're just having a bunch of people over with their kids to the pool, and we'll have the game on. And there seems to be a lot of excitement to see how that game's going to go against Australia, where, frankly, if the U.S. were able to come out and win by a couple of goals or even just win, we're in a really good spot to win the group.
So Tennessee opens up with Furman this year. More Furman fans in Neyland or Paraguay fans on Friday night in SoFi? I mean, is that a fan base that traveled?
It was a little bit hard to tell. I think, yes, the Paraguay fan base did travel somewhat. But it was a little bit hard to tell because their colors and jerseys even are somewhat similar to the U.S., and they did not have a lot to cheer for. So I would guess, I think they said that SoFi seats, you've probably been to SoFi.
Yeah. I think it's around 65, maybe 70.
I think they said 70 in there. Yep. My bet would be that there were probably 5,000 or 6,000 from Paraguay. I mean, and that stadium is awesome, by the way. Really, really nice.
Yeah, considered to be one of the best in the world. You had a chance to testify in front of the Senate hearing. How did you think that how that went? What has the feedback been? And I'm interested. I always thought that if I was a fan of the Packers, I could get Packers games over free TV, even if it was streaming. That's just in market, though. Is that still the case, or are some games stream only, even if I'm a Packers fan living in Milwaukee?
Yeah, those are all. So the hearing was 2.5 hours last Wednesday, so 6 days ago.
Not all you,
I thought
right?
it went, I thought it went really well. I didn't know what to expect across the political spectrum, but the Democrat side also. I knew the Republican side was fired up about how expensive the cost of many of these games has become, and honestly, if I were the NFL, I would be super nervous. I'll get to your Packers question in a sec, but basically in 1961, the NFL was given, along with other pro sports leagues, an exemption. The NFL's exemption in particular focused on broadcast television, that they could sell all of the league rights together so long as it was still airing on broadcast television. They now have 13% by the NFL's calculation of their games that air off of broadcast television. So I think that would be Monday Night Football and certainly the streamers. And so the question is that still legal? Are they behaving in a way that complies with that law? That was the underlying basis for the hearing. On your question, you can still get every game over the air in the particular market. So Tennessee Titans, where I am, the Green Bay Packers, where you mentioned, in the Green Bay metropolitan area, in the Nashville metropolitan area, even if a game airs on let's say
Amazon
Amazon,
Prime.
or it airs on Netflix or Monday Night Football, it also, which would otherwise air on ESPN, it also will air on a local affiliate there. The problem is it's just that geographic metro area. So if you are a Buffalo Bills fan, for instance, that lives in New York City, of which there would be many, even in state, you would get a pinprick of Bills games. You would get none of the streaming options, right? And I use the Bills in my testimony as an example because taxpayers in the state of New York gave $850 million to build the new Bills Stadium in Buffalo.
Wow.
But the first Bills home game is on Thursday Night Football on Amazon. And so you can't watch it on free television, free in quotation marks, broadcast television in New York City, or many of the marketplaces, Syracuse, all over the state of New York, where taxpayers would have been involved. So anyway, it's a mess, I think, for the NFL, and there is a bipartisan sense that, and here is where I'm kind of fired up about it. There's a bipartisan sense, I think, regardless of who you root for, that fans are paying more and getting less every single year. And I think that lack of affordability and lack of access combo is not a good one. And there's a lot of anger that is associated with that.
Every time I see, like on TikTok or whatever, those congressional hearings, they're always saying, I've only got 5 minutes here. I'm going to have to ask you to I'm going to ask you yes or no.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you yes or no. I just need you to say yes or no. I've only got 5 minutes. So they always, I've only got 5 minutes, so we're going to be quick.
They asked Clay for an opening statement, and I knew it was not going to be 5 minutes.
Well, we got, honestly, my mic goes off after 5 minutes. My opening statement was almost exactly 5 minutes. I had a clock. I mean, it's cool. But yeah, every congressman that was in that hearing, and it was on the House side, got 5 minutes, Democrat and Republican, to quiz us all. And you don't know, I really liked it. You don't know what question they're going to ask. And so, on your sort of tips of your toes or balls of your feet, whatever you want to say, you have to be able to respond. And remember, you're under oath. I mean, not that you're going to be flawless in every word. Certainly, I didn't speak flawlessly, but you don't want to totally screw up, right? Yeah. So I loved it. It was a lot of fun. That was the second time that I've testified in front of Congress, and I think the feedback overall was fairly positive.
All right, he is Clay Travis. When not in front of Congress, you'll see him on Fox and FS1, also the Clay and Buck radio show nationwide every single day. Clay, thank you. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday.
All right, man. Sounds good. See y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Clay with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Is that a big deal to you guys?
What, testifying before Congress?
No, the NFL. No, obviously. It was cool seeing somebody
I've gotten conditioned to it. I mean, we probably are paying way too much. I always said the best value I thought was Sunday ticket, because at one time you could spend $200, $250 and you got every game, but now it becomes a little more difficult.
And they're plucking games out of that Sunday ticket, right? They're placing them in other places.
They are. I mean, they're jamming us up bad. But I mean, that's one of the reasons the salary cap for each individual 32 organizations is $301 million per team.
But Clay does make a good point. If I am in New York City, and if state taxpayers, and I assume he's right about this, if state taxpayers got hit with that big of a bill for the Bills Stadium, how then do I also have to go pay to watch them play on TV? I mean, I see that side of it too.
I do too. I guess it never resonates with me because I'm already paying for Netflix, so I get to watch those games. I'm already paying for Prime, so I get to watch those games.
Me and you both.
And I can't remember I think Maggie already had us paying for Prime, because we're Prime.
Well, Jennifer does it for
members.
delivery stuff.
That's right.
And
we're
the
Prime
TV
members.
just came with it.
That's right. It was rolled in as a bonus package.
There are fan bases that want to go to walk-ons and watch their team. And I'll give you an example. One of the first times we did
just to be with other people.
Yeah,
other fans.
Yeah. And because they probably would rather not spend that money. They'd rather spend it taking their, wife or girlfriend out and eating and watching the game. The second time we ever broadcast from the floor, Bama, we went, and you guys will remember this. I either got there before or after you guys, but I went straight to the Florida Bama Christmas party. And our buddy Steve Powers he was like, we'll go somewhere and watch the game. And I was like, well, it's on Amazon Prime. Can you find out where it is? And he had to call around. And
that was not easy, was it?
We ended up going to that Choppers place or Choppers or whatever
which
it is.
Which is a pretty cool spot.
That was the only place that had it on. And that was the Baker Mayfield start on that random Thursday night against the Raiders. So, that's been 3 or 4 years ago. But, there's a lot of people it sneaks up on. Maybe not to that degree anymore. But it's just unfortunate. Like, if you're a diehard fan of a team and you can't watch your team, like, everybody should have access.
They should.
So how would you do that? How would you, would you make, if it's on Prime's paying for it, they have to drop the safeguard at that point and allow anybody to click on the app and watch it?
I think you should be able to spend, Brown, a little bit okay, you don't have a membership to Prime, but this is a good way to be exposed to Prime. So you pay $15 or $20 for that game. And so then you have Prime for 24 hours or whatever, and you're watching Prime's commercials and their promos, and it gives you an opportunity for Prime at the same time to sell you to jump on their service. But there should be a la carte where you can purchase that, where you don't have to, I got to purchase it for a month, and if I don't cancel it in 7 days, they're going to re-hit my card. I mean, it's all set up for the man to take the hit. It is.
But, it is the Bills' first home game in that stadium that taxpayers help fund. So that is an issue. Like, if I lived in the state of New York, now, if you live next door in New Hampshire or Vermont or Pennsylvania, or
you didn't pay for it.
You didn't pay for it. I get that. But, the state taxpayers paid for that stadium, and it is the first game in that stadium. They ought to be able to watch it for free. I agree 100% with Clay on that. And because we don't live within an NFL market, or
with that line of thinking, I should be able to vacation in Iran anytime I want to moving forward.
You probably could. I don't think there's a line.
Because I think I'm paying for that now,
I
too.
don't think there's a line.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people that don't live in NFL markets don't realize is what Clay said. Even Amazon Prime games on a Thursday night air on the CBS or Fox affiliate, depending on if it's a NFC or AFC market, on that affiliate over the air in the city. So even the Amazon Prime games in Atlanta, if the Falcons are playing a Prime game, you can go to Fox 5 and watch that game on Fox 5 for free. And the NFL trumpets that. They're like, in market, 100% of our games are free. You don't have to pay a dime to watch a single game of your team.
If it's Thursday night, Miami's playing in Miami, an affiliate will pick it up, and
CBS
there's
affiliate.
Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit doing the broadcast.
Yep, CBS affiliate carries the Amazon Prime broadcast over the air on CBS.
That's pretty cool.
People don't realize that when you don't live in NFL markets. But the NFL did. We had the number, and I think you had it one other time. I think they said 83% of their games are still absolutely free over the air.
87, I
87%.
think.
That's pretty remarkable, especially like if you're a Braves fan living in Birmingham, Alabama. Or, crap, you can be a Braves fan living in Atlanta. How many games are free to you as a Braves fan living in Atlanta? I don't think.
Yeah, but see, 87% of their games are free over the air, but it's not. If I'm in Birmingham and I'm not a fan of the team I'm getting on Fox 6 or NBC 13, there are a bunch of games being played at that time that I don't have access to.
That's going to fall in the 13%. Yeah.
So technically, it's not for me.
It is not.
And
but
for me to watch it, I have to, get Sunday ticket or do it.
Yeah, but they can't avoid that. If they're going to play games at the same time, the Fox affiliate in Milwaukee, Wisconsin can only carry one at a time.
That's right.
That's never going to be avoided. We used to have that in college football.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've talked about that many times. All right, the show being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank. When we come back, Tim Tebow has done a Mount Rushmore, and I think it's pretty darn good. And I don't like a lot of things. We'll give it to you coming up on the other side. Tell us about Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but they're small enough to know you because they, my friends, are a community bank. Central State Bank, a bank that actually gets you. They're more than accounts and transactions. They're about people. And they've got 6 locations throughout Central Alabama that are right where you need them to be. Whether you're running a business, buying your dream car, or just want a bank that remembers your name when you walk in, they've got you covered there. Rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. you heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Rolling on now, we will get to a little bit more college football in just a second. Well, this is college football, but it's off the field. Lenore Sellers just inked an NIL deal with Nike. How about that?
Good for him.
Interesting is that South Carolina.
I was thinking this.
Currently Under Armour school until June 30th.
Okay. So they're coming off Under Armour.
Well, this is
about to be Nike.
Pretty smart on Nike's front, just based on the fact that I think you can probably get him pennies on the dollar where he was last year. And if he comes back and plays to his potential and is a first-round guy, Nike's already got the
when he gets to the NFL, you've got him as an NFL player now. I don't know. I don't know what I think about Lenore Sellers. Like this time last year, I thought, dang, how many schools could Lenore Sellers start for in America?
Yeah.
But
again, he was handcuffed. I mean, his offensive coordinator last year was
Mike Shula, and you used the word "was" because he is no longer there.
Just thought that was interesting. And another school leaving Under Armour for Nike, Lenore Sellers with that Nike deal. We'll get to Tim Tebow's list here in just a second after LT tells you about our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Yeah, look, it's down in the 70s today locally where we're originating from, but this weather's going to bounce back. It'll be in the 90s before you know it. You need to make sure that HVAC unit is ready to keep up with this changing weather, whether it's plumbing, heating, cooling issues. Never ideal when that happens, but what is great is you've got somebody you can trust in Hemp Hill Services. The name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Tell them the Next Round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by our guy Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. When I say the name Alexander Shinara, many of you think, oh yeah, personal injury attorney. Certainly he has made a great name in that field. There's no doubt about it. But it goes much, much deeper than that with him. Did you know he also handles fire and storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment? The list goes on and on. So basically, here's a good rule of thumb. Whatever legal issue you face, he's got 150 attorneys under his roof. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. And if you live in Birmingham, he's a hometown guy right here in your own backyard, but he can help you anywhere. You go to Shinara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, Shinara.com.
All right, so Tim Tebow was on the Almost Athletes podcast. And truthfully, when he does a Mount Rushmore of college quarterbacks, oftentimes he has included himself on there, but he was asked, the 4 best quarterbacks. He doesn't include himself here.
Okay.
Tim Tebow's Mount Rushmore of college quarterbacks. First one he goes to.
Well, so
he's not one of them. He's taken himself
I get
off.
that, but can you have a Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks with guys that only played 1 year?
Yeah.
They do not specify any of that, but the first one he names is a 1-year guy.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton was the first
All
one
right.
he names.
I'm tracking so far.
Joe Burrow's got to be on this list.
The second one he names is Joe Burrow.
Wow, look at Lance.
Now without Tim Tebow on there, the other two gets interesting.
It opens the door.
Yeah.
I think he will pay homage to Florida, and I think he will. Or will he stay away from it where it's not controversial? But it wouldn't be really, because I would go Danny Werfel.
A lot of people will go Tommy Frazier here, too.
I would go Frazier, for sure. But I think he'll go Danny Werfel.
So we're already poking holes in it. Number 3 for him, he went Fernando Mendoza. And number 4, he went Vince Young.
I think Tommy Frazier had a better career than Vince Young, personally.
1 or 2-time national champion.
Who?
Tommy Frazier.
Tommy Frazier, too, right? Yeah.
97 and 98, or did he miss out in 96 and win in 97? I think you
95, 96.
They didn't win
or
in 96.
94, 95.
94, 95, and then Florida won 96.
Man, this is tricky because
I thought the Nebraska was champions in 95, 97, 98. Am I wrong?
98 was Tennessee.
Okay, 94, 95, 97.
Don't think a lot of people Fernando Mendoza didn't watch him at Cal, but he was really, really good at Cal. I mean, you guys remember when he came into Jordan Heron.
I do. I think we're prisoners of the moment here, though, with
really
with Mendoza.
Cam and Burrow. And
those slam dunks. Those are pretty easy.
Then you throw Tebow in there, so those 3 are pretty easy.
Yeah, I would agree. And then the 4th,
I'd go Tommy Frazier.
I probably would go Frazier too. I think guys like Charlie Ward should be in the mix.
Charlie Ward's fantastic.
Danny Werfel should be in the mix.
Don't disagree with you on that either. I mean,
Dan Cannell. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if Bryce Young would have won a national championship, I think you could talk about Bryce Young, but. I think to be on that list, you have to win a national championship.
It is so weird that 2 of those guys are 1-season guys. I know Burrow played 2 seasons at LSU, but he only played 1 really good one. But
it was so freaking good.
It was so good. It's impossible to overlook. And Cam Newton is the ultimate 1-season guy. But I just don't know how in the history of college football you look at it and ignore those 2 seasons.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota, if he would have won a national championship, I think he would. There's a good chance.
Do you think if Tua had won start to finish, he'd be on lists like this? He doesn't get credit for coming in and winning the one that they don't win without him coming in, but he doesn't really get credit for it.
Yeah.
But 2018, that was a dominant football team, that Alabama team in 2018.
It was.
But they couldn't close the deal in Santa Clara. If they close the deal there, I think Tua gets mentioned right here on these same type list.
But I do think the 3 are easy.
Yeah.
In the comments, some others that were mentioned, Stetson Bennett, 2-time national champion.
Not a Mount Rushmore.
Doesn't get enough respect for what he did.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve Mount Rushmore.
He started as literally a game manager and became a borderline elite college quarterback. But, Stetson Bennett, I don't know if I'd have him in the top 10. I'm very, very good, though.
Yeah. A guy that doesn't get enough credit, does not get enough credit, and should be in the conversation, Matt Leinart.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I think one reason he doesn't get credit is, and
Reggie
this is,
Bush.
it was like an all-star team, is what a lot of people say.
Yeah, but he did win a Heisman Trophy, won multiple national championships, and probably without Reggie Bush would have won multiple Heisman trophies.
Was his best receiver other than Bush Jarrett? What was his first name?
Yeah.
I went to Jarrett.
No.
Dwayne Jarrett.
Yeah,
Dwayne Jarrett. Yeah, that
and
was
the other Steve Smith.
Yeah, but Dwayne Jarrett was probably the best receiver, and Reggie Bush was just a five-tool guy. He could
do everything.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel gets mentioned in the comments. Michael Vick gets mentioned in the comments.
Michael Vick at any other school, and really, I mean, this is such a big if game. I hate to do this, but boy, if you drop Michael Vick into today's game, or really you drop Michael Vick into 2014-15, right as the Gus Malzahn system was getting to Auburn, you let him play in that?
But Manziel and Vick are more Dan Marino because he never won a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to be on this, I think you got to win one.
Never mentioned, really because of the playoff loss in 2014. But Jameis Winston's season in 2013 was pretty special.
Oh,
if you look at those stats. And they won the national championship.
And had one of the worst games, I guess. Maybe it was the worst game of his Florida State career against Oregon.
Yeah. And that's kind of your lasting memory for some reason. That and the crab legs thing that led to a suspension. Again, this generation doesn't understand that somebody got suspended for getting free crab legs.
Well, and there was more nefarious stuff that went on campus with Jameis.
But that wasn't why he got suspended. He got suspended over the crab legs.
But I would tell you, when it comes to public relations, as a broadcaster, I enjoy the heck out of Jameis.
Oh, no,
I think
he
seems
like a really nice guy.
His best images right now.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
He's definitely rehabbed his image. Like I saw,
like the stuff he's doing for Fox.
During the soccer game, he and Gronk are doing a podcast about the soccer games. I bet it's pretty dang funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He does these special features. He went and picked up the trash with the Japanese fans afterwards. And, and did a lot of bags. He wasn't just there for the 30-second clip on TV. He did a lot of bags picking up. It seems like a genuinely good guy. I know what happened at Florida State, but he seems like a genuinely good guy. I was totally wrong. I did not like him as my quarterback for years and years and years.
Yeah, I mean, he was impossible to pull for a while. And, even when he was eating that dub. But I do think he has completely flipped his image.
He has.
Yeah. And I mentioned Johnny Manziel, right?
Yeah. Did you say Baker? A lot of people are saying Baker
I did not bring up Baker.
Did not win a championship, which on this Mount Rushmore is a cutoff for sure.
Yeah.
But
I do think the fourth is difficult.
I don't think there's any way you put Mendoza on there. Boy, that is prisoner of the moment right now. I mean,
he did go 16-0. He won a Heisman Trophy and won a national championship at Indiana, and they wouldn't have done it without him.
I know, but I mean, he's not in front of Tommy Frazier.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't put him in front of Charlie Ward.
And when he pulled it down and ran it into the end zone in the air for the game-winning touchdown, that was a pretty big play in the national championship game.
Yeah. He doesn't get in there. I mean, who knows? Again, three are easy. Very subjective on the. I don't know how the three are subjective.
No.
Yeah, but
if you include Tebow in the third, if you include
Tebow,
Tebow,
I would even put Tebow 1 just because of the entire career.
Cam Burrow and Tebow are automatics. So it's just where you go from there.
Yeah, I think I would go Tebow 1, Cam 2, Burrow 3, and then
I would go Tommy Frazier 4th.
Maybe that's where I was leaning, but I don't know. Have to look at it. Yeah. Vince Young would be right up there too.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is people that didn't watch the style Nebraska played will look at Frazier's stats and they're not going to blow you away.
Oh, they're
terrible. His passing stats
yeah. Like I'll pull it right now.
But
like
his rushing stats and the way he ran that triple option, he was
unbelievable.
A magician.
Oh, I back in our radio days, I trumpeted Tommy Frazier for years and years.
Yeah.
So
I mean, 100%. He was a magician running the triple option, and that's just the style that Tom Osborne in Nebraska played. I mean, Tommy Frazier couldn't start for a lot of schools right now throwing the ball the way he did. I mean, I bet he was barely a 50% passer, Lance.
I think it was probably a little bit better than that. He almost had the surprise element sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
much
the guys
like you see with the service.
They were so wide open, he couldn't miss them.
I mean, first year, 44 of 100. Yeah, he ended up 49.5% completion percentage. This is his entire career. 43 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Yeah, it just was not a passing offense.
Yeah.
But, boy, go watch him run it, and he was a magician.
That is Tim Tebow at work there on a podcast, and an interesting discussion when he takes himself out of it. There is an interesting problem going on at Michigan State right now, as their trustees have gotten their legendary coach Tom Izzo into a bad mood. We'll tell you what he's saying after LT tells us about our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
Had the opportunity to go see our friend Jim yesterday and picked up a couple of steaks for dinner last night. Absolutely fantastic. All of the time from the New York Butcher Shop. They want to remind you, Father's Day is coming up this weekend. What all dads like. Brown, you say no meat, what?
No meat, no meal.
Look, Father's Day this Sunday. This is the place to get dad exactly what he wants. Steak, aged prime certified Angus beef ribeyes, the New York strips, porterhouse, T-bones, tomahawks, also those A5 Wagyu fillets, all up and available. Maybe treat dad to a great bottle from their extensive selection of fine wines. But get dad what he wants. Steak, gift certificates are available as well. Stop in either location, the original right there in Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
We were talking yesterday about former Alabama assistant athletic director Jay Batt and his rise quickly in the college ranks as he went to Georgia Tech and then just 1 year at Michigan State, and now he's the AD at Kentucky. And the quick exit from Michigan State comes off the heels of a problem with the trustees at Michigan State and the administration. The president that hired Jay Batt has left Michigan State because of the trustees and taken the job at Clemson. He's the president at Clemson now.
Did you see how big a pay cut he took?
He took a massive pay cut.
$800,000. So
Wow.
he was getting out of town as quick as he could.
Jay Batt has taken the job at Kentucky. While he was there, Jay Batt has started, like Kentucky has, a for-profit NIL arm to help raise money for athletics at Michigan State. The trustees in Michigan are elected officials. They are appointed by the two parties, Republican and Democrats, and then put onto the ballot, and you're elected onto the trustees at Michigan, Michigan State, and Wright State. The only three institutions in Michigan that do it that way. Tom Izzo is not happy that even the trustees right now are suing Michigan State over some issue. I think it was they wanted to open books on the NIL money. Tom Izzo is a legend. He, to me, is the face of Michigan State.
100%.
When I think Michigan State, I think of Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo is not happy. This is from Chris Solari of the Detroit Free Press in an interview yesterday after losing his president and his athletic director.
Well, I'll be very honest with you, which I've always been. I can't stand what's going on, and I'm not going to over-talk about it now, but I am in the very near future. I've had it. This is self-inflicted. We just lost the best president that may have ever been here, maybe one of the best. And there's other dominoes that get affected when things go wrong like that. I'm very upset about it, and I'm sick of it. I think 600,000 living alums better start rallying together. If there's ever a time that we need to rally together, it's now. What happened with our president is ridiculous. And he said it. We know the reasons. And I'm ashamed. I'm disgusted, hurt. But see what the Spartan Nation does. Spartan Nation better stand up. All 600,000 of them.
Well, I mean, this is something a 71-year-old Tom Izzo, going into year 31, this could be a reason he taps out.
It'd be late in the game to do it. And I thought on that at the end of this real quick, because this is one thing I thought of on this story. I wonder, because that was kind of cryptic, the whole, I'm not going to talk about it now, but I will later. Like he's going to do some sort of tell-all interview, sit-down tell-all interview with somebody about what is going on here. Like I was unaware, Dunaway, you mentioned this, that they're suing the school. I didn't know that until because I started like, well, what is Izzo so pissed about? And why are people bailing? And that's the first thing you see. But it sounds like it even goes deeper than that. Like it's just a total dysfunctional situation.
According to the president when he's leaving, he says the situation is unsustainable where personal agendas, leaks, micromanagement micromanagement continually undermine university progress.
See, I don't suspect Izzo will do this, but I didn't think this other guy would do this either. And I'll take you back several months when Kelvin Sampson in a press conference basically said, we're a poverty program. We don't have NIL. Y'all remember this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then somebody got to Kelvin, and Kelvin came back and tried to clean it up and say, well, when I said that, here's what I meant. I don't suspect Izzo's the type that anybody can get to him and say, Tom, let's don't air our dirty laundry now. Let's keep this, let's keep this civil. I don't suspect Izzo's that way. I suspect Izzo, if he wants to say it, he'll say it.
Two things. One, Jay Batt was able to leave because when the president left, he had written into his contract that his buyout is cut in half if the current president leaves the institution.
Mm-hmm.
So when he left, boom, his buyout was cut in half, and he was able to exit to Kentucky at a lesser price there. And the other question is, does Tom Izzo shut it down? I mean, at 71 and coming off a fairly good year, he's got a pretty good team coming back, but at some point he's 71. Is he going to retire? Is this something that pushes him maybe to early retirement?
And that was my other thought on this. Because I know there are some people in Tuscaloosa that are fearful that is one of the jobs. Nate Oates, has not really heavily pursued a Kentucky job or a North Carolina job, but they feel like that's one that would turn his head.
Doesn't sound like it.
Not right now, it doesn't.
No, that athletic program going back to the gymnastics.
And if Izzo's so fed up, he's just going to shut it down and leave. What kind of coach would they end up beyond Oates? I was just bringing that up.
And that would be interesting for Izzo because he loves the program.
Yeah.
But like if you got on the phone and you're Nate Oates, is Izzo telling you, as much as I love this program, don't take this job?
I mean, I just don't know what kind of, because normally if Tom Izzo retires, the line starts at the door for that program. That's a good historic program, right? Michigan State. I mean, they were good before him. The
Judd Heathcote.
Judd Heathcote guy.
Yeah, won a championship.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good before him. That's a traditionally good program. But, boy, if Izzo's just like, I can't even do it anymore, what kind of guy do you hire there?
Izzo was an assistant for Heathcote. Been there since 1993. Just when you think you're dysfunctional, there's always other schools that say, hold my beer. Michigan State is one of those right now. Interesting on the other side of this, Jay Batt's now the athletic director at Kentucky, taking over yesterday. When he first got to Georgia Tech, he wasted no time firing what's Pastner's first name? Josh
Pastner.
Josh Pastner.
Yep.
Got rid of him fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He lands at Michigan State. He's there less than a year, but while he was there, he got rid of Jonathan Smith, the football coach, and brought in Fitzgerald from Northwestern. So if you're Mark Pope, the flagship program of Kentucky athletics, probably a good time to have a good year.
Yeah, I mean,
here comes Jay Batt and the axe.
Even if Mitch Barnhart or whoever was there, I think that, look, the timing is what the timing is, but I think, if he doesn't have a good year, it doesn't matter who the AD is. He's out.
Batt is Norwegian for butcher, apparently. When we come back, we will get to four downs and trash and a couple other things, including Athlon Magazine. In hour 3, Athlon Magazine has a ranking position finish for each SEC football team this year. And I will just tell you, if Athlon Magazine is correct and you're an Alabama fan, buckle up. Not a good reference to a different time of Alabama basketball, but buckle up. We'll get to that coming up on the other side of the show today, being brought to you by our friends at Roback.com. Roback.com. Our friend Kevin, who watches and listens to the show, had a big order using the promo code TNR20. He wanted to jump on, taking 20% off. He was able to do that. TNR20. If you crave activity and likes good team gear and a lot of others, Roback.com. I'm told some of the Alabama gear is out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at some of the game day gear because, they've got like the campus, I forgot what they call it, campus game day or something. So it's different things from around different campuses on the shirts now with their game day collection.
Yep.
But I did notice Bama's got they've got 15. They're one of the bigger universities as far as selection availability, but there's 4 or 5 items that are out.
Yeah, but they get that restocked pretty soon. Just go back and check Roback.com. Save 20% with the code TNR20. It helps us out too. TNR20, Roback.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram @Jim Dunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
This hour of the show brought to you by Champy's. Champy's world famous fried chicken. ChampysChicken.com is the website. It's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Tyler, like you want to say something about Champy's, do you? You're staring at me there.
I mean, I could always talk about Champy's. That chicken is amazing. I need to make a trip down there this week. I haven't been there this week yet.
You need to. They don't have hot dogs. ChampysChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. You're staring at me like that cartoon character when it's hungry and it stares at somebody and all of a sudden that person turns into
a sandwich.
I felt like I turned into a Champy's chicken all of a sudden. You were staring at me
a little bit.
with
You
steam
turned
coming
into a
off
big,
of me.
juicy breast.
It's brined. Thank you. Brined overnight, juicy to the bone, and it's cooked to order, piping hot. The hand-cut chicken fingers, which Tyler enjoys, and we saw his stomach size last Friday when he tried to eat hot dogs. The chicken fingers are so big, he goes in there and gets the chicken finger basket and takes half of them home and eats it as a second meal at a different time. We now know he has a very small stomach. Chicken fingers are great. The in-house made sides, in-house made desserts, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. All right, so Athlon Magazine ranks the way they think the SEC season will fold out, 1 through 16. And at the top, I think everyone agrees, Texas and Georgia, Georgia and Texas, right? That's going to be everybody's predictions. Right?
I think most people are going to say Texas, Georgia.
I think Texas will be the most popular of the two, but I do think the vast majority of predictions are going to have Texas and Georgia at the top in some order.
But I would say 75-25, 3 out of 4 will have Texas at the top, but yes.
Yeah. Thank you to our great friends at Coca-Cola, by the way. Coke Zero for me.
I've got the one with the soccer ball in it.
Brown going Coke Zero as well today.
Right. It's got a soccer ball in me. I'm a soccer guy now.
Yeah. So
3 is interesting, though, because I think you could go a variety of directions. I mean, some people would go LSU, some would go Alabama, some would go Ole Miss, some would go Oklahoma.
How far down do you go in that how many teams are in the running for third in the standings? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say LSU definitely is. I would say Ole Miss is. I would say Oklahoma is. I would say Alabama is.
A&M.
I would say A&M is. I mean, it's basically all your playoff contenders and playoff teams from last year.
Yeah, so
it's probably 5.
Yeah, that's it.
So that takes you to 7 teams, right?
Yeah.
So,
7 total.
And then I think that third tier after those 7 would be Missouri, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, maybe South Carolina, Florida, Auburn. I don't know.
You guys are about spot on the playoff contenders with 7. So that would mean if you were 7th out of the 7, that's probably not the year you're looking for.
Well, no, I would think outside of 7.
Yeah.
I would be really surprised if there's any of the teams outside of 7 that got to a college football playoff.
When I say this, I want to say it before you tell me Alabama is 7th, so people don't say, you just say that because Alabama's 7th. So don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't tell me Alabama's 7th.
They're 7th.
But whoever is 7th here was in contention to be 3rd. I mean, I just named you many teams, and I'm like, well, that's going to that means that is going to be spots 3 through 7 on all the teams I named. Or really 3 through 8, right?
I think that it is interesting if Alabama is behind Ole Miss on this.
They are 7th, according to Athlon. These are Athlon's standings, their whole staff putting these together.
But it's almost like people know things that maybe we don't know. I've heard a lot of chatter as far as this is the year that it's going to implode and NIL is going to catch up with Alabama.
Oklahoma, Texas A&M, LSU 5, Ole Miss 6, Alabama 7, according to Athlon magazine. I feel like it's a young team with a new starting quarterback. I feel like the best year for this roster is next year.
Maybe, but the schedule is so beneficial this year.
Yeah.
Like this is a handmade 10-2 schedule. You got 4 difficult games. You go 2-2 in those games. Normally, Kalen DeBoer is really good in the big top 25 games. You feel like you've got a shot to get back to a college football playoff. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but the problem is like planning out.
No, I agree with you. I think this is a playoff contending team this year. I think that next year is when this roster matures into really good.
But the problem with that is how much can you retain?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't even think it's realistic anymore to be like, man, I tell you what, in 2 years, this team is going to be really good because I don't know if you can keep them.
Do you, so 7th would be absolute positive best case would be 9-3, right?
But I still think 7 puts you a top 15 team nationally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 7th probably is 9-3, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah. You're on the borderline of, well, 7th you're not getting in.
But I think we went, 5 teams got in last year from the SEC, and I think the Texas and
so I'll tell you right now,
like that were just on the outside looking in.
Ole Miss, Georgia, A&M, Alabama, all 7-1. 6-2s, Texas, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. So there's your 7 right there. Right. Vanderbilt and Texas were, kind of debated teams with 3 losses.
But if Alabama is 6-2 in conference, they're going to be 10-2 overall. I mean,
They should. Florida State's better than they were last year.
they are, but boy, you lose that 2 straight years. I don't know that I'm going to show up the Monday after to see that meltdown.
I mean, Alabama's going to be double-digit favorites in 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah, see, that's a weird needle to thread, right? What?
I've got to. If we were that kind of show, which we're not, but here's $1 million idea. I don't know if it's $1 million idea.
Well, somebody thought betting Spain to win was $1 million idea.
We get Forrester has one. Can you run me that brick in here real quick, Forrester? The little rubber brick. Bring it in here real quick. It's a great idea. Ready? We get a sponsor on one side.
God, I don't want to do
this.
Of this. This is such a professional city idea. I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
So this brick right here, and it's even got a sponsor on it. So we put say Shannara on one side of this.
Yeah.
And we only have it ready if Florida State somehow comes into Tuscaloosa and wins it. And on this side of it, it says the brick, and we sell it to give to Alabama fans to where they could go simulate throwing it through the window like they did Bill Curry back in the day.
This is jump to conclusions, Matt, in Office Space. This is a terrible idea. Are you going to send this to a third world country when Alabama wins by 28?
No, I expect Alabama to win, but you're
or
saying
you can
if
just
they
print them
lose
up
to
for
Florida
any
State,
game.
you don't want to come in.
Yeah, if they lose to Florida State,
most fans think that sooner or later the brick moment is going to happen, so you could go on and print them up and have them ready.
So
Put them in a warehouse.
you guys were around when I don't know if it. Oh,
God, that was heavier than a piece of paper.
That wasn't a real brick. I don't know if I think it was Arby's that had the leftover Dennis Franchione bobbleheads, and they gave them to Jocks. And I told Herb, I was like, "Hey, here's an idea. Why don't you go sell a sponsorship to, sell a remote, and people can come, have a golf club, and they just hit the."
I remember we went to Mazers.
Franchione head. And
That was your idea?
It absolutely was.
Wow.
And Herb loved the idea.
I remember the event.
Sold it in like 2 seconds was it Mazers?
Yep.
I can't remember where it was. I was back at studio. It was Mazers. And it all started great until people started pouring lighter fluid on it, and burning them and stuff. And of course, TV cameras were there rolling. And that was when I think Herb was like, "Oh, let's shut this down." I don't think
I remember it was a big deal.
Oh, it was a big deal.
No, I remember it happening. Yeah.
And now that was after he had left, though. I mean, he was not still the coach at Alabama. That was after he had left. And
I remember I got
it had a charity component to it as well.
Yeah, 2 Men in the Truck was a sponsor back then, and we did some kind of promotion where they were gonna they offered to move him for free, get him out of town.
Yeah. The one with the French.
I was happy with all that stuff because I was.
It made Sports Center.
Yeah, I was trying to lay low because I'm the guy who had done the interview a couple of days earlier that he was staying.
Yeah, you were getting destroyed.
I was.
I can't believe Dunaway believed that.
Yeah. Well,
you can't trust anything out of that Fran Phony says.
He said it. I mean, I was happy to not be in the headlines.
What a weird time.
I was
Alabama
LSU
sports.
happy that Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech was happening.
What a weird time in Alabama football.
You had a lot of it before you got to Nick Saban.
Well, it was immediately followed by Mike Price. I don't know if you remember how that turned out.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
That did not go well either.
Yeah. And then it was Mike Schuler.
Then it was
which
Mike
you guys
Schuler.
have already disparaged on the show one other time today.
Once already.
I know we're all DeBoer fans, but really outside of Saban, when has it gone well?
Stallings, in turn, was pretty good.
I mean, Stallings won a lot of games. It was the most boring wins ever, but they won.
I was thinking about a weird thought as I was trying to go to sleep last night on Mike DeBose, who I just thought was just such a good assistant coach. And I was really excited that he was going to one day be the head coach at Alabama. And for some reason, I'm laying in bed thinking about Mike DeBose last night on what he's up to right now. What's he doing?
He was at the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame induction.
Do you count Alabama sheep?
No, but I started doing a 30 for 30 voice.
What if I told you?
What if I told you?
Did you do this out loud?
In my head. What if I told you you had your dream job before you got your dream job? When he was the assistant at Alabama, what if that should have been his dream job, what he was best at? And then he got it what he thought was his dream job, but really he'd already had his dream job. What if I told you?
Yeah.
Your dream job. You had it before you got your dream job. A lot of deep advice in that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Not a real 30 for 30. If that sounds intriguing to you guys.
Yeah, I think he was a pretty average defensive coordinator, as I remember it.
Unbelievable defensive line.
Defensive line coach was very well respected.
I heard he was mean as a snake.
Yeah, but I think he was a pretty average defensive coordinator.
I didn't know he was defensive coordinator. I
think for 1 year, because I think wasn't Woody the offensive coordinator.
I mean, I've got his.
And I think Stallings really preferred Woody McCorvey, but there became that huge push to hire DeBose.
Yeah,
because he was an Alabama guy.
Only 1 year. So went from Southern Miss in 82 to Alabama from 83 to 86. Then he went to Tampa for 2 years. Then he came back as the D-line coach from 90 to 95. And then from 96, he was defensive line and defensive coordinator. Was he a co-defensive coordinator?
No, I think it was defensive coordinator when it was because Bill Oliver left. Remember, Bill Oliver left and went to Auburn. He went from defensive coordinator at Alabama to defensive coordinator at Auburn. And DeBose took over. And that was when Stallings retired, and they promoted DeBose.
Older DuBose or Izzo, Tom Izzo there?
71 for Izzo. I'm going to say Mike DeBose, who played. I'm going to say Mike DeBose is 68.
I would say Jim's about right on that.
DeBose actually 73.
73. I did not get to see him, so
From
I don't know.
Mop, Alabama. You think you ever went to the Rattlesnake Rodeo?
Yeah. I bet you went every year when you grew up in Hop.
Wow. All right, so there's the Athlon rankings. Alabama 7th. I'll give them to you again from the great folks at Athlon. Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss, Alabama 7. Then Tennessee 8, Florida 9, South Carolina 10, Missouri 11. Nobody believes in drink ever. Auburn 12. Good news in Starkville. Mississippi State 13. Vandy 14. Kentucky 15th. And the placeholder, Arkansas at 16. Arkansas is the new Vandy.
They really are. Everybody starts
think
last.
Vandy ends up 14th? That'd be quite the drop. Now, it is a true freshman quarterback.
Yeah, but there again, I mean, 14 means you're almost 8th. And the way the SEC is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even that bad.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel Klatt. I mean, to win a game on the road in this league, it's monumental.
It's monumental.
We get to 4 downs here. It's brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Brownie, tell us about Central Alabama Asphalt.
Well, as you drive the roads of the great state of Alabama, you see roadwork projects everywhere, right? That's just a constant in any state. The ones that are the big federal state jobs and the municipal roadway jobs in this state, those are likely being done by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. They get a lot of those jobs, and it may indicate to you they don't have time for your job. That is incorrect.
Incorrect. That's not right.
Could
It's
not
not
be
right.
further from the truth. They have got an entire division dedicated to the smaller jobs like driveways, parking pads, a parking lot for a church or community center or something like that. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards. Central Alabama Asphalt. For an estimate, call 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or visit them online, centralalabamaasphalt.com.
All right, great.
First down.
They are.
Okay, on this date in 1975, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was traded from the Bucks to the Lakers. What is the most impactful trade in sports in your lifetime?
Right now, a lot of people in New York would say when Jalen Brunson, but that was a free agent, wasn't a trade.
I mean,
so
for
was
me,
that free agency or was that a trade for Kareem?
Oh, that was trade. Yeah, they sent 4 players to.
Wow, who was that GM in Milwaukee?
And
he wanted out though, right?
He did win one in Milwaukee, but and we're going to see this with Giannis. I mean, everybody's talking about the speculation the next 48 hours he could be a Boston Celtic, but he did win a championship. Left for me personally, 2021 in March. When I got the call that, hey, man, you're getting Stafford. I mean, that was the most impactful as a fan.
Has to be. I will have to say in my lifetime, it's still the Herschel Walker trade from Dallas to Minnesota, because Dallas built a Super Bowl dynasty off that one trade. So I think if Bonds went in free agency from Pittsburgh to San Francisco, that wasn't a trade, right?
I think it was free agency.
Free agency.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably say Herschel Walker from the Cowboys to the Minnesota Vikings. It was the building block for their world championships.
Yeah, I mean, another one for me was Shaquille from Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
To the Lakers.
That was a trade?
No, I think that was free
I was
agency.
about
Actually,
to say, what in the world did Orlando
I'll tell you what
get
the
back?
trade was then. It was Vlade Divac for
Kobe, right?
the rights of Kobe.
Yeah, which you thought was a bad trade.
I did.
So that's why you're not an NBA general manager.
That's why I'm not, and Jerry West is always in charge.
Did Maddox end up in Atlanta via trade, or was that a?
Oh, I tell you who did was Fred McGriff. Now it's not going to reach this level, but I think Maddox was free agency, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know.
I don't know what you would have had to give up to get Greg Maddox. That guy was. Let's see, Jim Maddox made his debut with the Braves after opening day.
Kareem was pretty big deal, though. You wonder if the Showtime Lakers are the Showtime Lakers without Kareem.
Maddox was free agency. 5-year, $28 million deal with the Braves. You think that was a value back then? 5 years, $28 million for Greg Maddox?
Wow.
Where was Ricky Williams on the Saints trade?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they traded their whole draft.
Yeah. The Saints traded, was it 3 first-rounders to be able to pick him?
I thought it was their entire – I could be wrong, but I thought it was like we're literally giving our whole draft up for Ricky Williams.
It was every pick. You guys only win Super Bowls through trades.
I know.
The Rams trade 2 picks for Marshall Faulk. That was pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
He
was the best player on those Rams teams.
How about this?
So here
from the NFL.
Hey, so
NFL.
they did trade their entire draft class, 8 picks.
Yeah, that was
for
Ditko.
Ricky Williams.
Yeah. So this is an amazing one. Before our time, really, I was alive, but
God, somebody will get shot for that now. Trading all your picks for a running back.
Dallas gave the Seahawks in 1977 their 2nd overall pick for Tony Dorsett.
Who did they take? Did they take Kurt Warner, the running back out of Penn State?
That's about the same time. No, Warner was a little bit later, wasn't he?
I don't know, but
that's a heck of a deal.
Falcons got a deal under trade for Julio Jones, 5 draft picks for Julio Jones. Did that work? They
didn't win a Super Bowl, but they should have. It wasn't Julio's fault.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wasn't that with the Browns?
I think so.
How about the Falcons and Chargers swap picks and players after they drafted Michael Vick and LaDainian Tomlinson? They switched those up. Did you say that?
I mean, that worked out for both.
Yeah, and then wasn't technically the Eli Manning thing a trade, right? Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty significant trade from the Chargers to the Giants.
God. In 1987, the 49ers sent 2 picks to Tampa Bay for Steve Young.
Who did y'all pick with those? It better have been good.
Well, it was 1987, so we were not good again until the late 90s.
Yeah, so it wasn't anybody worthwhile.
That might have led to the test of Verde.
It's crazy, some of the big drafts. They mentioned Eli and Phillip here. And the 49ers traded up to get Jerry Rice, switched with the New England Patriots.
That was a good trade.
Yeah.
What about the Browns and Deshaun Watson? Give up 3 first-round picks, paid him a $230 million. I mean, it was a bad trade.
That was a terrible trade.
Yeah.
Impactful for Cleveland, no doubt. Yeah.
Crazy.
2nd down.
NFL.com, where I got all those, by the way.
On this day in 1960, Psycho opened in theaters. I know you guys aren't horror movie fans. I'm not either, but what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? For me, it was The Exorcist.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and The Omen was a close second as a kid.
I've never seen The Exorcist.
I don't
or
like
The Omen.
I don't
bother.
think like anything with the
devil
things I think could be real.
Yeah, the satanic angles and
Yeah. I really can't think of like the only movies that would
Hearts War.
Fun fact:
the
The
weirdest one you
Exorcist
can
is
ever-
actually it's been approved by the Vatican
approved for what?
for viewing and for education on the occult.
Interesting.
The Exorcist has?
Yeah, they're like, we approve of this movie
Yeah.
because the devil's the bad guy.
The Pope gives it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
The only real movies that fall in the scary genre I watched were back in high school when you used to have a date around Halloween. You'd watch, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something like that. So I guess it'd be one of those. None of those Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, none of those really scared me, but you just
none of those are scary.
You wanted a girl to get scared and snuggle up to you.
But you've seen some really freaky ones. I mean, what is the scariest? What is viewed as the scariest film of all time?
I'll ask the robot.
I mean, if If I go back to that science of scare study thing that was done, then Sinister is considered the scariest. I don't think it's the scariest. I think it's great, but that one, as far as like people's heart rate being up and sustained up for the duration of the movie is the highest.
Yep. According to the computer, the robot, Sinister, 2012.
I will say the one thing that stuck with me as a kid was watching the electrocution death on Faces of Death, the execution.
Well, that's snuff film.
Yeah, but it stuck with me. I mean, that was pretty scary.
I thought it was a little more graphic in the Green Mile.
I've never seen the Green Mile.
Have you really not?
Exorcist, 1973. Conjuring, 2013.
Conjuring's great.
And then we never talk about this enough, but The Shining, 1980.
Yeah, you love that movie.
I
don't you?
love it. Yeah. It's scary.
That dude in the dog suit always scares me.
Oh gosh,
still scares me. I don't know what's going on in that scene.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. The debauchery on a, I guess, what was it? Was it a New Year's Eve party?
I believe so.
James says Dead Silence. I don't know what that is.
Dead Silence is good.
What's the premise?
It's a puppet, I believe. It's the same movie I'm thinking of.
I'll tell you, as a kid, I was terrified of the Amityville Horror just because it was based on a true story.
That's actually based on the journals of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are the main characters in The Conjuring.
Oh, okay.
Brown, you should watch The Green Mile. You would like it.
Okay.
Directed by the same guy who did Shawshank.
Yeah, I know it's a prison film.
And it's Stephen King.
Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll try to watch that. And Jurassic Park, yes.
Third down.
Justin Jefferson, 27 years old today. If I asked you ultimately which Justin has the better career, Justin Jefferson or Justin Herbert?
I'll go Justin Jefferson. Now, here's the problem. He's limited in, Herbert he's more able to impact a team's playoff wins. Like Justin Jefferson has been the best receiver in the NFL at times.
He's just been reliant on average quarterback
There you
play.
go.
Yeah.
And so he's got less of an impact on what you do as far as playoff wins. Now, Justin Herbert, if he'll get his crap together, he's more impactful on playoff wins, which is how we a lot of times judge players. But I think the overall better player is Justin Jefferson.
I like Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. I don't think Minnesota, we've never seen them win a championship. So I don't think Justin Jefferson's going to win one, especially the quarterback situation they're in. I've just got a feeling that Justin Herbert will break through sooner or later, but he's got to win some playoff games first. I'm going to lean Herbert. I think when you're going position by position, Justin Jefferson is viewed a better player right now, but I think ultimately Herbert will win a Super Bowl, which will put him on top.
No reason to talk to be heard. I agree with everything Brown said.
Thank you.
Fourth down.
Tupac Shakur would have been 55 years old today. Ultimately, who has the better career, Tupac or Joe Rogan? I think it's Rogan as much as I like Tupac.
Tupac was influential, obviously, but you've got to imagine the impact Rogan has had on the on-demand. We were just talking about in a break music radio. I ran into one of our good friend Scott Register, who is you guys call Reg a music radio legend here in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Not just in Birmingham.
He's very well respected. You're right.
What he did for bands like Sister Hazel and others, he is known in the music world, especially from that era.
Yeah, I ran into Reg yesterday, and we talked for a minute and caught up. He told me to tell you guys hello. But unfortunately, now he has, to this point, survived it. He and Will Lockamy, but music radio has died because the spoken word format has become so big, and the on-demand spoken word format has become massive, and he is the leading voice in that. So I think I'd go Joe Rogan.
Joe,
it's almost who was the first big TV star? Was it
Lucille Ball?
Lucille Ball. I think Joe Rogan is that for the podcast world, which is so prolific right now.
Now, I heard SiriusXM really got bit on the whole Howard Stern deal. Are they making their money back on Rogan?
Spotify is the one that has, I think they are, Tyler.
Spotify, for the initial deal, I believe it was $100 million.
Yeah.
But that was when his show was exclusively on Spotify.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand.
What it is now that it's a non-exclusive deal.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand, because I can get it on Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever, and I always thought it was exclusive to Spotify, so I guess that deal ran out.
Yeah, or maybe Spotify found out that the numbers actually end up being better if people are able to watch clips and the full thing on YouTube or wherever else.
And Brandon points out, and this is 100% true, I mean, I think historically this will be considered really the turning point once President Biden bowed out of the race. The turning point in that race for a lot of people was Vice President Harris choosing not to appear on Joe Rogan and President Trump appearing on it. I mean, that says a lot about one guy's influence if that's considered the turning point in the presidential race. And there are a lot of people that say that was it. I'll go Rogan.
4th down.
That was fourth
down.
Yeah. That was our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. The show today also being brought to you by the great folks at Odie's, where you never know who you'll see at lunch there, at dinner, and, of course, music on the weekends.
Yeah, hey, look, if you're looking for a place to watch your College World Series action, you can do it right there, World Cup. Odie's Tavern, 2 locations, the original in Crestline, newest location right there in Edgewood on Broadway. Stop in, see Will Haver, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, live music every Friday and Saturday. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. I saw Leslie yesterday. She says thank you to all the folks who have come by over the years to Way to Wellness and said hi to her. Some of you signing up for the plan there. There's no contract. There's no sign-up fee, and the first consultation is absolutely free. Go to aplanforme.com, the website, aplanforme.com, and check everything out there, and you'll find they'll have everything from injection therapy to meal replacements and everything else. It is our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the Gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
All right, final segment of the show today. We'll get to trash in a moment. Before LT tells us about Michelson laser vision, I want to go inside the locker room of Oklahoma. Cut number 6, if you can, Tyler. Cut number 6. Oklahoma got a big win last night, 4-3 over Georgia, forcing Georgia to the losers bracket. I really thought Texas was going to come out of this side of the bracket and win the national championship. Now it's Georgia and Texas in an elimination game tonight at 7 o'clock, thanks to Oklahoma, who beat Alabama 9-0 with a 2-run first inning. Then they got a lead last night on Georgia and held on in the first inning the rest of the game and beat Georgia 4-3. And Brent Venables ends up in the Oklahoma baseball locker room.
I got a special guest who will holler at you. All right, Coach Venables, come on.
Tell you guys something. This team got something special. Okay, you guys got something. You guys are battle tested. You're like America's team right now. Y'all know that? Hiring people by how you do what you do. And you know it when you see it, you know it when you don't. You guys are at the freaking doorway right now. When are you at the doorway? Right when? Now! Right when? Now! Right when? Now! Freaking dominate this moment sitting in front of you. Don't wait. Finish the freaking job. The next one, you guys take it down, man. Good luck. Okay? Can't wait to watch you guys play. Unbelievable. This team right here is destined for freaking greatness. Let's go. Let's go.
How do you feel about football coaches in baseball locker rooms?
It's a weird mix right there.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you've got like a big-time legend, like a Nick Saban, a regular season, maybe coming by and talking to the team, I get something like that. But I guess they could have told Venables, hey, we won it in Venables fashion 4-3 yesterday.
Yeah. The one thing we didn't do at the halfway point of the game is throw a costly pick six.
That's right. Yeah. We hit 8 batters in
the
a row.
whole game around.
I saw, you Stoops and Switzer were sitting together. They showed them last night. Different locker rooms, I don't know, like that felt like a football locker room, and it's a baseball. I think baseball locker rooms are different, though. I saw a video once of Augie Garrido with his team in the locker room.
Chewing their butts.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
There was no pain.
That was a pure time.
I mean, why do I need Brent Venables to tell me that if I'm that baseball player? Why is my own coach not telling me this?
Yeah. I think the baseball coach is more accomplished than Brent Venables.
I mean, you could kind of understand it back to those two you mentioned, like former Bob Stoops or Barry Switzer coming in and giving a little motivational pep, some kind of interesting story from, maybe some kind of angle they had from Omaha.
Or before the gymnastics teams goes off to the Nationals and Nick Saban stops by practice and says, hey, championship mentality, you guys just do what you do.
It's just a different voice for your team.
You've already prepared. Don't let it stress you out. You're at the national meet.
Slotsnagel, no way he would let Sark come in there and take the locker room.
Not one chance.
Funny enough, you brought up Bob Stoops and Barry Switzer. There was a photo that went viral of them at the game sitting on their phones. I think Forster's pulling it right now.
Not even paying attention.
Yeah, and it said talking about this generation and their phones, and they were both sitting on their phone at the game.
Yeah, but it's one snapshot in time. It doesn't mean they were sitting there for innings on end. I mean,
it's a funny look, though.
Oh, I know.
But that's what you get from. Drive up and down 280. Everybody's on their phone. Go to any dinner tonight, any restaurant.
So they were there.
They are on their phone.
Sooner Gridiron. Damn kids in their phones these days.
Funny.
Stoops, who brought both of his chins with him.
Wow. No, I mean, Stoops.
He does look like he's carrying a little extra weight.
Stoops has packed it on.
And Barry Switzer looks better than he's looked in 5 years.
He really does. That's I noticed that when they showed them in the stands.
I wonder if he
like,
quit
man, Barry
drinking.
looks young. He may have, because Barry's pretty old.
Barry,
yeah.
What, 80?
I would say right at 80.
He was a super young
I would
college.
go 81, actually.
He was a super young college head coach, but keep in mind.
It was 1973.
That was the 73 national championship team.
88.
88, yeah. He looks good
he
for
looks
88.
great for 88.
88, and he can still see that phone.
I mean, he came out of retirement.
What size is the text on,
it's
though?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's letter by letter.
It doesn't matter. He's 88 and he can hold it.
I mean,
he can apparently go to the bathroom by himself. At 88, I'll take that right now. 88, and I can still go to the bathrould by myself
and use your phone.
It was.
I don't have my phone with me today, so I'm okay without it. Apparently,
Hey, yeah, I think you've done well. I would not feel comfortable up here without my phone.
I've not felt comfortable. No.
We've had a good show.
Thank you. I didn't know we graded it by show.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Usually it's you or me.
Hey, by the way, did you watch the in-game interview with the Oklahoma coach? Apparently, it was a crazy start.
Was it Brent Venables had his hand in the back of his jersey?
It was their normal coach. I didn't see the start of the game. I only turned it on like fourth or fifth inning, so I didn't see what all he was talking about. But he was talking about how crazy the game was, and he used a name I hadn't heard in forever, and it made the announcers laugh. I think Chris Budden is doing the dugout interview. She goes, "Coach, it's been a crazy start of the game." He goes, "Gosh, this thing's had everything but Max Patkin in the game." Y'all remember him?
Oh, yeah.
The Clown Prince of Baseball?
Yeah, the guy that was in Bull Durham.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
I was like, Lord, that is an old reference.
Wait, how old is their coach?
I don't know, but he knew who Max. Well, I mean, I know who Max Patkin is, but I remember as a kid he used to do it.
Oh, if you'd have said that name without any context,
The San Diego Chicken.
No way I would have gotten that. The show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Make that call today. Ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. 205-969-8100. One of the best decisions I made was going to see Dr. Mark Michelson. I now have 2015 vision, better than 2020. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Before we hit the trash open, Freddie, the German World Cup guy.
Do you believe him now?
I still don't.
I don't know, but he's living a life. The guy who runs Circa Las Vegas.
Not Brandon Stevens. Derek Stevens
Sent this text out yesterday. Derek Stevens. No trip to the States is legit without a trip to Las Vegas. Hey, Freddie, how does this sound? I'll send the Circa Las Vegas jet to pick you and your friends up in OKC to attend our USA watch party at the stadium pool there, the sports bar at Circa.
Sign me up.
So he's going to send the jet to OKC to pick Freddie up and bring him to the party there, be the guest of the guy who owns it, so he'll be in a VIP area.
The problem here is now we just start. This is how you 100% find out that Freddie is not legit.
Yeah, any photos he sent out, he's had his face covered. But you're right, Lance. If he says no to this, or even if he goes and then we figure it out. I always, Jim, thought that was on the main strip in Vegas. And I was like, man, I bet that place is hopping. I did not realize it was on Fremont.
But it's still hopping.
Oh, it's still hopping. I asked the guy, you enter it out of the casino. I said, hey, I don't have any intent. I don't have a swimsuit. I'm just dressed like this. I just want to go look at it. He wouldn't even let me go by him.
Can't go back there.
I just wanted to go look at it.
Yeah, I was there for March Madness.
It looks too much, though. Like I'm all about, hey, let's use your jet to pick me up.
But I don't want to go to that.
I have aged out of the pool parties.
Yeah. I was there for March Madness and couldn't even get a ticket to
get in it.
I couldn't even get a price point. We were sold out.
And I think the cover the day I was there was like $25.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to pay $25 just to go see it. But I told the guy, I was like, I'll be done. If I'm not done in 5 minutes, you can arrest me. I mean, I just want to go look at it.
Yeah, here's my wallet and phone. I'll be right back.
But he would not let me pass. And by the way, Fremont Street is an interesting crowd.
I enjoy going to Fremont. But I don't like hanging out.
I normally don't. I'll drop by there every now and then, but
they're trying to build it back up.
Well, Derek Stevens is heading that up
to give
A Circa's pretty cool.
To give more room for tourists.
Yeah, their sports book is fantastic, Arian. It's got VSIN. That's where the VSIN studios are looking over it. It's a really cool spot.
All right, let's get us to trash today. Tyler, you ready to hit it? Champy's Chicken brings you the final hour of the show. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. It gets us to trash today. Go for lunch, go for dinner, go for tailgating. It's all Champy's Chicken. And you can get nice ice cold Bud Light that brings us trash.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
I understand.
A duck wearing a Mexico jersey was recorded waddling through the streets of Mexico City in support of its national soccer team. Mexico kicked off their World Cup campaign this past Thursday against South Africa. Now, the game saw a rare 3 red cards, 2 for South Africa, 1 for Mexico. Mexicans did win 3-0. Mexican fans are famed for their passion regarding their national soccer team, and it showed on Thursday. Thousands of fans filled the stadium as well as the surrounding fan zones and streets. However, those fans in attendance were surprised to see an unlikely participant in the celebrations, which soon went viral online right after the initial sighting.
El Pato.
This duck. Whatever happened to Angel Cabrera?
Angel did time. He had a domestic situation in Argentina and just basically would never go home. He would come to the United States and play golf and just stay here. And then I think they made an agreement with the United States to extradite him. I think they arrested him at the Kansas City airport, if I remember correctly, or he decided maybe enough time has passed, he flew back to Argentina and they popped him. I can't remember the whole story there, but he did time in Argentina.
The 07 or 08 U.S. Open that he won. And remember him out there just hitting heaters on the back nine?
Oh, yeah. He won a Masters.
Yeah.
I mean, he still goes to the Champions Tour.
He's back playing.
Yeah, he's on the Champions Tour.
Yeah, on Champions Tour, El
Pato. Yeah, but he goes to the Champions dinner. He's just happy not to have a meal slid under his door.
Ludlow man will not be arraigned on Monday after his arrest on assault, animal cruelty, and indecent exposure charges. Police say Alexander Morano, 34 years old, attacked a man and his dog on Sunday and was completely nude during the incident. Now, a man walking his 8-year-old pit bull Diesel called 911 just before 9:30 a.m. to report a naked man had charged out of the woods at him. Boy, I tell you, man, with your junk out with a pit bull going straight for it.
Yeah.
Now, Morano allegedly threatened the man, claiming he had a shotgun, choked Diesel during the alleged assault. When officers arrived, the alleged victim pointed to an area further down the path. Morano then ducked down, according to officers, but emerged soon after with his hands up. He did not have a weapon on him, and none could be found in the area. They did find his clothing, watch, and wallet in the area. When police asked Morano,
and God said, "Come on out from behind the bush."
Why you're naked? His response, quote, "Aren't we all naked at some point?"
We are. He is correct about that.
I cannot believe the dog did not protect the guy. His 8-year-old pit bull.
Let me tell you how that guy treats the dog.
Yeah, damn.
You know, I looked at that guy.
It may have been a hit, LT. The dog may have paid this guy off.
Yeah.
You ever look at somebody that just reminds you of somebody I thought of in a long time? I looked at that cat, and for some reason, Boris Becker came to mind. Y'all remember the tennis star Boris Becker? He was a ginger German, right?
Yep.
The ginger German.
Very good tennis player.
Yeah.
This guy to me looks like he's running for office somewhere today.
San Antonio Spurs fan who went viral for trying to fight celebrating Knicks fans in New York has broken his silence after the chaotic clip spread across social media. This was crazy. This dude fought everybody, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Hey, he's thick now.
He is, but my gosh.
The microwave didn't take care of himself.
But like, seriously, he is bull in China shop.
Microwave was Vinny Johnson.
Now, the fan who goes by _Wallace27 on Instagram became one of the biggest viral moments of the Knicks NBA Finals celebrations.
I mean, ain't nobody wanting to square up, Lance.
Now, the fan traded punches several Knicks supporters before eventually receiving a police escort from the area. From there, melee continued outside with this man refusing to back down despite being severely outnumbered. Now, after the footage blew up online, he addressed the situation in a series of posts shared to his Instagram stories, insisting he came away mostly fine. Quote, "I got no damage, and I got a little cut on my fist, but I'm fine. I'm back home."
I'll tell you what, you had a crowd full of people willing to run that mouth, but when it came time to go, nobody squared up, did they?
Yep.
I mean,
he's a confident dude.
I knew Rodman wasn't Microwave. I said he looked like Microwave, who played with the Spurs, right?
Vinny Johnson, right? Yeah, he played with the Spurs.
Yeah.
I mean, his big years were with the Pistons.
That's a great nickname, though. Was that because he would heat up so quick?
Yep.
Like he'd come out of the locker room shooting?
Yep. A woman in Massachusetts had set up a kissing booth outside of her home where
Because you
passerbys
couldn't guard him with metal.
can come and receive kisses from her golden retriever.
Plastics only.
Haley Scott from Waltham, Massachusetts, shares her home with a 3-year-old golden retriever named Driver. Downtown area of Waltham, where her home is situated, is a bustling neighborhood. Scott said she noticed how much her puppy loved to watch people out of the window, branding it Driver's Street TV. As a result, she decided to set up a dog kissing booth where Driver could greet passerbys. As per NBC Boston, Scott has said that if she's at home hanging out, she will, quote, open up shop, allowing pedestrians to receive kisses from Driver without having to pay a cent.
Yeah, my little Angus does it too. He loves to just watch the window. It's bred into him. They feel like they're protecting you.
Do they bark at the Amazon man?
Oh, they bark at a bird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They bark if someone's about to walk by.
And final story here. This is pretty
Scotty's right. Our friend Taylor Tannenbaum is who that reminds me of. The girl that starts this video.
Yep. Who does that guy remind you of?
I didn't get a good look at him.
Gray hair, glasses on top of his head, leaning in for a kiss from a dog.
I don't know, Jim.
I don't know. You got it. Everybody's reminding you of somebody.
Taylor Tannenbaum, right there.
Yeah, that does look like Taylor.
You're just skipping the last story?
No, that was it.
Oh.
I've got one more, though, that I came across. So this guy is heading to Italy on vacation, and his girlfriend FaceTimes him as he's on the plane. Here's the problem. He's got his Ray-Bans on. They have a reflection.
No.
He gets busted. How do you think he gets busted?
Because she sees a coworker, neighbor female from the club, sitting next to him in his Ray-Bans.
I'm going to go with it's the Ray-Ban Meta glasses that are recording, and that video got shared.
No. Her text overlay says in 12 words, point of view, my Italian boyfriend on FaceTime with my Italian boyfriend, and he's scrolling on Hinge.
Ooh, yeah, that too.
So he is heading out to a different country, and the first thing he's doing is checking out those Italian women.
He's trying to get a roster.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like you're not listening to me.
Huh?
What did you say?
And he tried to say, hey, look, I wasn't cheating. I'm just looking at this app.
I was just shopping.
Yeah, I
some good-looking guys out here for you too, babe.
I think you have passed the that line, right?
Yeah, if you've got the app downloaded, it's probably curtains. Yeah.
And that's all I got.
The glasses. Dead giveaway right there. All right. Basketball, UAB McNeese will play each other November 2nd as part of the Field of 68 opening day of events. So a good opener there for Andy Kennedy and UAB with McNeese. Even after Will Wade left, McNeese won 26, 27 games.
Now, that's a neutral site game because it's Field of 68's event, right?
That's right. I think it's in...
it was in North Carolina or somewhere, I
think
thought.
It's Rock Hill,
Rock
South
City, which is just outside of Charlotte. Yeah.
So that's good for Andy and them. By the way, baseball today, West Virginia and Troy at 1 o'clock on ESPN. Got to play on that one?
I do not. I almost played that over 12.5. I ended up sitting back on that, but I do have a play tonight, Georgia, Texas.
Because Troy has been just burning it up, hitting. So they'll have to do it against West Virginia today.
That's a lot of runs, but that would be hard to play that under with the way West Virginia's swinging it, too.
That's right. And the fact that you got to think that if, this is where the difference in the NIL and the rosters start to show up. It's game 3 now for Troy. What's their pitching staff like going into this game? So
I think Troy, that's the mentality. Like, we're going to have to score 10 runs if we're going to win this game.
Yeah. And then Georgia, Texas.
What again, a game. I cannot believe one of these teams is already going home.
That's crazy. Right. One of them is packing and heading to the house. I still will stick with Texas to win the national championship. They obviously, losing that first one, back against the wall. Hard to come out of the loser's bracket. But if you can knock Georgia out, then you got a little 2 games of the Red River for Texas to get there. And then you reset.
Yeah. I mean,
So there is a path for Texas.
The winner of this game is going to, in my opinion, play North Carolina. And
it feels like, I was about to say, it feels like North Carolina hasn't even played in this event. It's like we've talked about everything but North Carolina. Yep. It's like they're going to sail through. That doesn't necessarily mean you win. You still got to win a best of 3.
Well, I mean, but they beat Ole Miss, who had the toughest road ever to get to Omaha.
That's what I've heard.
Forster throws his head back. All right. Hey,
did you see the wind forecast at Shinnecock? I was just watching the video.
I had this note down here. One golfer telling Yahoo Sports yesterday, unnamed golfer, if the wind blows like this at Shinnecock when we play on Thursday, the 11th hole, the 11th green is unplayable.
All right, Golf Geek for just a moment. They've had trouble with that hole every time they've played it there because of the design of the green and how fast they get the greens, and it's so open and exposed to the wind.
And sort of a little
Is
dome.
there nothing you can do about it?
Well, the only thing you could do about it, Lance, which is the players don't want this either, is have it slower than the other greens.
Slow the greens down.
Yeah, or you either have to slow them all down or have that one slower than the other.
Well, I mean, again, it's equitable. Everybody's playing on
everybody's playing the same thing as long as you know. They
but
killed.
if I'm right, it's sort of a dome to where the ball won't stay still.
And it's very exposed. It's a very short par 3, but it's exposed so much to the wind.
Glass table?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know.
Like you can land it on there, but then as the wind blows, it gets the ball moving.
That's right. Again. It's like trying to land it on top of your car and then putting down your windshield.
Shinnecock is whoever's playing nice with their irons. I mean, it's an iron course.
Yeah, it's wider than it has been. Now, I saw some of the fescue rough way off in the rough, and you couldn't find a corpse in there, so you could lose it easily.
I got my 4 locked and loaded. I'll tell you after the show.
All right,
waist high.
Oh yeah, the fescue is crazy now, but they are saying the fairways are wider than it's ever been on this course, so it is going to be a second shot course probably.
Yeah, but we'll see if it's windy. We'll talk more about the U.S. Open and our friends at Hoover Toyota, who will bring us the leaderboard throughout the week tomorrow on the show. Jackson Coyven, by the way, playing as an amateur in this, right?
I think he's got to do that because that's how he qualified. He's got to play as an amateur to keep that qualifying spot. Yeah. But this should be his last event as an amateur.
Ironically, I think he was minus 1,200 to win the event, the same minus 1,200 that Copa Verde was yesterday.
Oh, look out.
And got the draw, so anything's possible for Jackson Coyven. Interesting time. Brooks, remember I told you about the 40 for 40. If you stayed with us to the end, if you want to be a 40 and 40 voter and you haven't sent me, I've got about 15 of you who've already sent me a DM. I want to give our actual viewers an opportunity first. Drop me a DM. And I'll get it to Brooks, and we'll make you a voter this year. I may make that announcement again tomorrow on the show. We put a link into the chat room. We'll do that again tomorrow, all that. But thank you guys for being with us. We'll start the 40 and 40 on July the 6th. July 6th on our countdown to kickoff. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.